get along with these earthlings. I'm trying to seek purpose, fight for something I believe's worth it. Feel the curse, I'ma reverse it. I don't dream cause I sleep nervous. Yet I keep flirting, face death like a Steve Irwin. Whole heat, I'ma drink thermos. Tell the bartender keep serving. I'm trying to be perfect, using dirty shit to clean dirt with. Only happy when the weed burning. Traded oxygen, I breathe herb in. Till I see curtains, lungs fail and they cease working. Air is something that I need urgent. Suffocating, trying to squeeze words in. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mad blessed, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
I let the record show, I let the tech explode. Put up the weapon show, pull up the Texaco, knuckles in Mexico, call up the technical, they know the text will blow. Shot to Plexico, turn me to vegetable, body electrical, acid and alkaline, body so flexible. The shooter's feast like a Uber Eats, got a group of these Sudanese cooler bees, but letting the Uzi Aruga speak, and the American got up in Cuba eats. The powers they seek and powers the weak, they follow and creeps. Powers that be inherit the world from cowards and sheep. Been to the mountains, top towers and peaks, flowers and sweets and showered our feet. The lightning and thunder that shower the sweet, shower the D's, just like the verse, the sour receipts.
What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack,
Alright, peace to the family, peace to you and yours. That song that you just heard is Last Breath off of Holy Ghost 2, which is currently streaming on all platforms. Spotify, Apple Music. I don't know if it's on Tidal, but it's streaming. You can play it. You can play the whole album for free. Shout out to Black Magic, aka Father Rich. Shout out to Cambada. Shout out to Blue Pillar. Alright? I wanted to play his verse, but you know we got work to do. You dig? So shout out to that man right there. And yeah. Yeah, shout out. Okay, so let's do this roll call. We have Sacramento in the building. Charlotte is in the building. Atlantic City is in the building. I'm going to go all the way to the top. Seattle's in the building. Las Vegas is in the building. Cleveland, Ohio. H-Town in this bitch. 574 is in the building. St. Louis is in the building. KTL, ATL is in the building. Oakland is in the building. Town Business. Okay. Portland is in the building. Okay, Newark is in the building. Houston is in the building. ATL, Harlem is in the building. Rayford, North Carolina, Michigan, VA by way of PA. Kansas City is in the building. Edmond, Canada is in the building. Atlantic City is in the building. Michigan is in the building. You dig? Oh, the Bronx is in the building. Washington State. Hinesville, GA, South London, Central Florida, Dayton, Ohio, North Carolina, Menlo Park. Where's Menlo Park? Yeah, that sounds familiar. 305 is in the building. West Phoenix is in the building. Menlo Park. Where's that at again? West Los Angeles. I think I lived on a Menlo Park. CA, California. CA. All right. Oh, it's in Cali? Okay. Cali, Killer Cal in the building. Des Moines, South Florida, Bay Area. Salute. Hinesville. Louisville, Kentucky, always in the building. Be More, always in the building. You dig? The website is athletics. Athletics.com. Jackson, Mississippi. Fort Wayne. What's happening, Fort Wayne? Salute to Fort Wayne. Boston by way of Southside Queens. You already know what it is. San Antonio. You already know what it is. Okay? You already know what it is. Look at this. Look how the ancestors work. Look at this article. If anybody's familiar with the show last week, look at what Arkansas, they're paying homeless people $9.25 an hour to collect trash. Remember, we were having our conversation about what we would do to empower our homeless populations and begin to put them to work, put them to labor, right? Find a solution for them, give them a gig to do something, and boom, right there. I didn't even know that pops up. Arkansas City is paying the homeless $9.25 an hour to collect trash. You do that all day, nigga, you getting high as a kite at the end of the day. You feel me? You're getting high as a kite. So I hope to see more stories like that in the near future. Yeah, dust them off and put them to work. Dust them off. Don't let them, dust them off. Don't let them get away. You know what I'm saying? These people are able bodies. One of the conversations or one of the arguments that I raised is that I said, how is it that the 10-mile radius around all churches in Black America, the 10-mile radius, well, I'm being the 10-block radius. What am I talking about? The 10-block radius in around all churches, not mega churches, churches that fit more than 100 parishioners or parishioners. They on Monday, like churches on Sunday, on Monday, the 10-block perimeter around all churches should be spick and span clean. I'm talking about no beer cans. I'm talking about no bottles. I'm talking about no crack vials. Nothing should be within a 10-block radius. There should be no garbage around any church in Black America after Sundays. Why? Because the churches should be responsible for creating a fund for all of the brothers and sisters in the area who are 1, homeless, 2, drug addicts, and 3, just came home. Those 3 groups of people are in dire need of some kind of monetary allowance or some kind of monetary, compensation for their labor. Their labor, they have labor in them. They could fucking move a broom. They could move a mop. They could bend over and pick some shit up. They could tie up a garbage. You understand? We're giving you the basics. We're not even talking about shit that Mexicans do. We're just giving you the bare basic, the bare minimum shit that a 4-year-old could do. You know what I'm talking about? The things that a 4-year-old could do. Peace from London and peace from Australia. Salute to the family. Yeah, we global. Right? Birmingham. Salute. In it. You know what I mean? In it. Like, that's what could be done. This is a simple solution for me, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who has seen the conditions around these Black churches that are very unsavory, right? And then you could even take it further and to begin a painting program for the people who are in our neighborhoods who know how to move a paintbrush, it's not a skill that you have to go to school to learn. Okay? I could give somebody a YouTube video and your ass can learn how to paint in 10 minutes. Like, it's not that serious. So we could begin, the churches could begin to have the painting programs, pushing a broom program, swinging a mop program, picking up the garbage program, and all of these other things. And it will solve a lot of problems, because our neighborhoods are eyesores, right? When they're dilapidated, it lowers your quote unquote, it lowers the prices on property. And you niggas ain't taking advantage of that, so we're not even gonna have that conversation about how people could benefit. Because Negroes did not take full advantage of the fact that you had played one hand in depreciating the value of your property, but on your right hand, not enough of us took advantage of that and ran and grabbed up Baltic Ave. And then you allowed the Europeans to come in, or whoever the gentrifiers, you allowed them to pop up, and then they shot the prices up of the property. All right? Is Empress B444 in the building? I'm feeling lonely. They still blocking my sister from being a moderator on this show. I would have to ask, why is that? What did she ever do wrong, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? What did the sister ever do to make, the fucking the tight pants or the Poindexters at YouTube? What did she ever do to warrant, you know, such a harsh punishment? You dig? What? What did she do? You're under Sheena. Oh, Empress B says she's under Sheena B444 and they won't let her post. Well, there you have it, guys. There you have it. Okay? You know, just to put everybody on alert. Our good friend Empress B444, she's being targeted, right? She's being targeted by YouTube, unfortunately, and they're not allowing her to do her magic because what she does as the moderator is magic. Okay? This is the magic. And, you know, I guess they figured if they could interrupt her magic, they could interrupt this magic, and we know that they're sorely mistaken. They're sorely mistaken. You dig? So we're gonna keep it moving. You feel me? Andre 3000 is working on a new album. I believe it when I hear it. You know what I'm talking about? I believe it when I hear it. And if he is, that's good because the streets need that right now. Shit is reeled backwards. So, and I hope he don't come out. I hope he keeps the same energy from the last projects, you know. They must be tracking her ISP. Of course, they're tracking her ISP. You know, of course they're tracking the ISP. And that's just a real time example or of a case study on internet censorship. Like, we're gonna be the guinea pigs. You know, they already basically shut down Brother Rich's channel by demonetizing it, right? And you know, they cut a live stream in mid live stream. They doing a lot of fuck shit over on that side with the Brother Rich. You know, he has a lot at stake because he has about 260,000 subscribers. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna get all uptight about nothing right now. You know what I mean? We celebrating life. Get a VPN. That is true. You could get a VPN to where you can be tracked. You know, that's an option. Got to start talking in code. You see, I'd rather not. You know, I kind of rather not. When it gets that serious, I'm just not going to be on YouTube. Like, it's not the end of the world for me. You feel me? Like, I enjoy doing what I'm doing by building with the family. But I'm not gonna be jumping through no hoops and conforming and trying. No, I'm not playing that game. So if they act crazy, I'm gonna act crazier. You feel me? But we're not doing that. You know, we're not gonna start coding. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm speaking in code now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if the family realize it. Like, I'm speaking in code these days. Like, there's some shit you're not getting classical red pill. Like, it's a lot of shit that I would love to say that I don't say no more. Like, I'm already on code. I already have a fucking leash on my tongue. You know, I already got that. So to even dumb my shit down more and to kind of like conform to censorship, nah, nigga, that's almost like they're cutting my balls off. Like, I'm not gonna be domesticated on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be domesticated on YouTube. I'd rather just fall back and get my own platform. You know what I'm saying? Or just pull up and do some webinars or some shit or whatever. Write a book or some shit. Just do my just go crazy, go brazy on my album or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll fuck around and do a documentary or like a movie and put all of that in there. But nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll leave y'all with all of the fugaziness that's going. I'll leave y'all on. I'll leave y'all with the bussy with the with bussies with attitudes, with the conscious niggas who you know who got a thing for the Malik Yobas of the consciousness. I'll leave y'all with those niggas. You know. But on revolt. What? Revolt what? What the hell? What's revolt? Revolt. You can't talk. You can't speak your speech on revolt. Don't be fooled by that conference where niggas was up there talking crazy. That ain't. They don't. You know. Don't be fooled. Like, that's every day on revolt. That's not what happens over there. You know. I'm not going to nobody channel that can't show me the paperwork that they own that channel, and they own the net. They own the server. You gotta own the server. You can't be working for nobody. You feel me? Uh, yeah. That's all entertainment that y'all seeing. That's controlled. That shit is controlled. That's entertainment. There's a level of edutainment, and I said this on my Instagram today when I was speaking about. Let's talk about the revolt. Let's talk about the revolt. There was a summit, right? There was a summit. Me and Brother Rich went to the New York one. I got invited to the New York one by the producers of State of the Union, right? I know one of the producers. So I got invited to sit in the audience. Me and Rich went there. We saw Diddy, and they had Joe Button and what's her name? Remy Ma. And their special guest was Casanova 2 times. So Brooklyn. This was before So Brooklyn. This was like in the summertime. So they said, you know, we're going to do this thing in Atlanta in a few months. It's a summit. Diddy was like, I want to empower the people. You know, he's on his woke powerness, right? He's a woke Power Ranger. So they just had it this weekend, right? Would you consider putting information on Damon Dash Network? I would consider sitting down with Damon Dash. I have some things that I would love to talk to Damon Dash about before I would ever consider doing anything with Damon Dash. You know, I like the interview that he did with Brother Rich on Brother Rich's channel, which was recently. I see a little bit, I see a little more potential in Dame Dash. You know what I mean? In regards to his purpose. You know, his purpose. I feel that he has, I feel that he is fulfilling his purpose. And well, I always have to consider the fact that these are entertainers who come from the industry, and they're not as hardcore, and they're not as, uncut as the teachers who I grew up listening to. My master teacher, I would never put him in that kind of class. I would never, even give him that kind of weight to carry on his shoulders. But I have a thing about, the kind of films that this man produced over time. Now he's putting out a documentary with Billy Carson about the Anunnaki. So it's like he's kind of trying to balance things out, you know what I mean? Because he had state property. He's been behind the production of a lot of, content that I would say has been detrimental to the culture over the decades, right? Like, he's the mastermind behind Rockefeller, Jay-Z's the talent. But let's be clear, both of them were in bed together when they were pushing that cocaine crack shit and all of that Rockefeller drug shit on our people for a very long time. You know? But like I said, we can't hold our people to the fire in these days and times when many of us were out there doing negative things, when many of us were on our Detroit Red, when many of us were sleepwalking in zombie mode, knuckle dragging throughout our 20s and 30s, right? So you give these niggas a pass, but you also keep both eyes on them, right? And you keep a sword over some of their heads, because we know the new wave that was created from the ground up is the conscious wave. The industry that had no hand in that, Dame Dash, none of these, they're all visitors inside of this house. This is not their wave. This ain't they swag. This is not their fucking modus operandi. This ain't that. Let's be clear. Okay? It doesn't take a genius who's getting into their older years, 40s and 50s, to realize I'm not going to be a part of selling crack to my people anymore. I'm not going to be a part of selling prostitution, male and female, to our people anymore. I'm not going to be a part of the detriment, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that you don't want that blemish on your legacy or on your record, especially if you have children. So it's almost a natural progression to be on some woke shit. It's almost a natural progression to be like, oh, I want to see my people, like how Dick puts out the tweets. Oh, I want to see my people make it. Oh, black excellence. Oh, this. Oh, that. Like, it's not hard to get on that wave to be positive. It's not hard to get on the wave to want to be about the people, because you're not, unless one of these entertainers have their head completely buried in the sand. If you pay any kind of attention to the people, you know that the people are waking up. You know that the millennials are something is turning on in the millennials, where they're not necessarily going for the bullshit. They're not going for sell crack to your mama. They not, they had to fancy it up with the trap rap and the bando shit, but a lot of people is not falling for that. They're like, I ain't falling for that. I don't think that works. Why? Because let's just share this thing. When I was a teenager and when I was in my young adult years, we did not have generations of niggas locked up for selling drugs. To be honest with you, people was getting caught with packages and they was coming right out. And I'm not talking about they was snitching. They was coming out on bail. They was going up north and turning right around, doing a quick skid bit is what they called them. And we did not see the overall fallout, right, to the crack era, right? No, this is after the 94 crime bill. Now, before the 94 crime bill, let me paint a picture on how things were before the 94 crime bill. Boom. Before the 94 crime bill, you basically could commit a A1 felony, and your ass would be able to get out of, you would get an RO, you could get out of jail. It wasn't get out of jail free, but you could get out of jail basically, you know, with a little bit of maneuvering. You know what I'm saying? Like if your lawyer was a paid lawyer, sometimes you would get lucky, you get locked up. They'll appoint you a paid lawyer instead of a court-appointed lawyer. You was definitely going home. And if you wasn't going home, you was going to get a bail that wasn't considered to be a ransom bail, right? And a lot of people were able to pay their bails because there was a lot of money in the streets, unlike how it is today. After the crime bill, things begin to get a little harsher and whatnot. But then even after that, like I remember, I don't like putting all of my information out there like that, because like I said, the family is not the only one looking. When we do roll call, you know, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, they're not going to say, we in the building, we're at Langley and whatnot. The CIA or whoever is watching these videos, they're not going to say that we're here, but they're here. So when I was in Atlanta in 97, I was in the streets, right? There's no surprise. I always put it out there. I'm not hiding behind my past or whatever. I wasn't no drug dealer though. I wasn't never selling drugs to my people. That's not my my claim to fame. But I was getting caught up in their system and whatnot. So Atlanta was so weak. Their system was so prehistoric that they allowed you to bail out before you even made it to the goddamn jail pre-trial. You know what I'm talking about? Like you'll get locked up down south and them niggas will tell you your bail right away. So we used to walk around with our bail money on us. And then I'm gonna give you the New York. This is some New York shit, because a lot of niggas don't move like this. But New York niggas move like this because New York niggas is into criminology. Inside of our sneakers, right? We used to wear Timberlands or we used to wear regular Nikes and whatnot. But we would take out the sole of the sneaker and we would put something called rug cutters. I would show you the razor, but they took it from me in the airport when I was in Houston, right? It's not a regular razor. It's a razor that's like, it's called a rug cutter. It's used to cut rugs, right? This is a habit of ours, because if you were to go to Rikers Island, I don't give a fuck what year it was, from the 80s all the way up, in order to stay safe, you had to have a razor. That was called a gun. You had to have your gun on you, right? So we would wrap the gun in black masking tape, the same tape that I put on my computer to block the camera, right? Black masking tape, right? Because black masking tape is basically, you could walk through metal detectors and go undetected with black masking tape, right? And also with quote unquote, that's when we made the Lizzie bags. Anybody ever heard of a Lizzie bag? That's the alarm bags, the bags that you could put clothes in and the alarm doesn't ring off. We would do that with duct tape. You dig? So we would wrap the razors up in black tape and then put it in the soles of our sneakers. Or we put it in our basketball shorts. You know, in your shorts where you put the string through, we would put razors in there. We would stuff razors inside of our ball shorts. And if you know anybody from New York, especially niggas from Brooklyn, all of us wear basketball shorts under our clothes. That's mandatory. You know what I'm talking about? That's survival. You know? So if we get jammed up, you would take the razor out and start cutting your fingertips, right? Like I said, this is not for everybody. Everybody can't do this. No, matter of fact, in the basketball shorts, we would put crazy glue. We would put a little tube of crazy glue inside of the little hole inside of the basketball shorts, right? So it was either, if they find the crazy glue and you get through with the razor, you basically, your job is to cut your fingerprints. You got to cut your tips, right? It hurts like hell, but think about it. You get knocked. You don't want to go. You ain't trying to have your records from New York pop up, especially if you out of town. You're not trying to have no warrants pop up. You're not trying to have anything that's on you pop up. So Are you gonna go through some pain, my nigga? Or are you gonna go through some fucking pain? Because either way you cut it, if they find out that you on a run, nigga, you gonna be in pain. Like, damn, they gonna extradite me. I gotta lay up. I don't got no bail. I gotta go upstairs with these rambunctious ass niggas from Atlanta. You know what I mean? So we will cut our fingerprints. You know what I mean? We would cut our fingerprints and it would hurt like hell, or we would use crazy glue, because what I don't think people realize it or not, but I didn't. What do you mean? How many years did I do? I didn't do no years, my guy. Like I'm not that guy. I'm not. I'm not Mr. Penitentiary, right? So cut your fingerprints, and then when you hit your prints, right? They'd be like, "Yo, why you got holes on your fingers?" And you just be like, "I smoke crack." You know what I mean? I'm on drugs, so I be freebasing and I burn my fingerprints. I burn my fingertips when I smoke. That's if they ask you. There was some times where they didn't ask any questions. It just had mad holes in my print. So the minute you throw off one line, it's not you anymore, because everybody has unique fingerprints. So the only thing that you have to do is disrupt any of the patterns of your fingerprints. So we would be cutting them shits right in the fucking jail cell when nobody is looking and whatnot. Hurting like hell. Hurting like hell. And yeah, people was using sandpaper, but you know, we retarded. You know what I mean? Niggas is retarded. So we was doing retarded shit. I'm giving you some info. I mean, maybe that shit could help somebody in the future down the line. You know what I mean? But Atlanta's system was so prehistoric that we would basically run through the system. Yo, fun fact. In 1998, Professor Griff, whose family owns a bail bondsman company right in Atlanta. I didn't even know Griff like that. Professor Griff, I got locked up for some bullshit that I didn't do. That's on me. And I gave this nigga a bone bracelet, a iced out bone bracelet, 2 rings, right? 2 iced out rings, and walked right out of jail in Atlanta on pretrial. I ain't give him no money. I just gave him some jewelry. You know what I'm talking about? That's how I'm not gonna say corrupt. I'm not gonna say you know, backwards. It just, you know, it is what it is. That's how it was down there. You know what I mean? Money talk down there. Like jewelry talk, my nigga. They didn't even want money. They took my jewelry. You know what I'm talking about? They came in with the diamond tester. They tested that shit. It went green. There's like, we'll take it. And then I came out, signed myself out, and then I ran on them too. I ran on them niggas. They had to come and get me later on down the line. Shout out to Professor Griff though. You know, I remember saying, damn, that's that dude from Public Enemy. Okay. You know, and they was trying to threaten me. If you don't come back to court, you know, we're gonna this, we're gonna that. I was like, whatever you say, brother. It's all good. I'll be here. You could trust me. And, you know, I couldn't do anything because I was already on a run from New York from parole. So I was basically on I was in Atlanta just on some outlaw shit. And, you know, I was living that life, you know? I was living that life. I was living life on the edge because I didn't know who I was. I knew I had Dr. Sabi in my life. I always tell the story. Nigga, the bladderwrack and the sea moss and the Maya and all of that and the plant-based diets, that shit couldn't hold me. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? Nigga, the streets was stronger than that. That shit could not hold me. That wasn't enough. Because y'all on a Sabi wave right now, but always put into context that in the 90s and whatnot, it wasn't the same wave. Okay? There wasn't no social media, nigga. It wasn't the same wave. It wasn't the same. You know, y'all don't, you know, we was there shooting in the gym. Like, we was there for the struggle. People always they'll glamorize you later on in life after the struggle. Nigga, I'm talking about the struggle. when being healthy wasn't fucking attractive, when being plant-based wasn't celebrated. It was clowned. It was looked down upon. Nigga, they were taking kids out of the home because you were vegetarian. Are you do know that, right? They were taking children out of the home because they were plant-based. This was going all the way back in the 90s. So it wasn't cool to be conscious. And I was trying to be cool. I was into being cool. I wasn't into not being cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was not trying to get caught out there without my cool card. So I was running behind the streets. I could honestly say that now. You know? I was running behind the streets, nigga. I was running with niggas that were below my fucking my level. You understand? I was tucking away my consciousness, right? I was dumbing myself down voluntarily to be around a bunch of dumb niggas. That's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to drag my knuckles. I don't come from poverty, and I don't come from have not. I don't come from that. I don't come from that. I'm sorry. I didn't have to do that shit. I purposely put myself into that mix. You know? So when I see certain people doing shit, like T.I. Like T.I. is intelligent beyond his means, right? He's very articulate, but he's not articulate because he read the dictionary and he just knows big words. That nigga is intelligent. He was intelligent when he was writing his raps, but because he wants to fit in and because he wants to be down, because he wasn't no fucking Willie. The nigga, he told you that Tiny was taking care of him and he was a fucking barber, right? It wasn't like he was in a trap getting it in. It wasn't like he was on some big meat shit. He was a smart nigga. You know what I'm talking about? He's intelligent. He has street intelligence. His father gave birth to him, I think, when he was 70. Like, that's you know what I mean? Like, nigga, that's super sperm. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if your father is 70 and they give birth to you, you're going to have a lot of fucking, your spirit and your soul is going to be different than a nigga who give birth at 18 to you. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Your sperm carries memory. Your sperm carries DNA. Your sperm carries different kind of, it has aura and light to it. It's your brain fluid. So if your pops is like it's seasoned sperm, that's right. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga got hit with super sperm. They were seasoned. So if your pops is like Sabi, Sabi had children when he was in his 80s. That's a different kind of child that's being born. I want you to really understand that. So Tip Harris, that nigga was dumbing himself down to be around niggas who are dumber than him. No offense to the dumber niggas around him, but he's not a fit. He don't fit in that. He's a square trying to fit in a circle. He don't fit in that circle. Them niggas that he trying to align himself with when he came out, all of these niggas that look like the Fat Albert crew, nigga, he's beyond these niggas. You understand? He's beyond these niggas. And if we don't know by now, in 2017, what separates you from the pack is your intelligence. It's not your money. It's a bunch of rich, dumb niggas running around, doing nothing with their lives, making no impact, changing nothing. They don't even changing nothing but their underwear. 2019, whatever. Do you understand? It's not about your tax bracket. It's not about your brawn, because it's a bunch of strong, weak niggas in our midst. Can't formulate a thought. can't complete a sentence. You know what I'm talking about? Can't hold an intelligent conversation to save their lives. Don't know how to maneuver in a room full of vultures. So what is all of that Terry Crews muscle doing for you niggas? What is it doing? The being a fucking buck. You gonna run a ball, nigga? What you gonna do? You gonna run a fucking ball for us? There's white people who are looking for you niggas who they have a purpose for you. But outside of that, it ain't like y'all running around protecting the fucking neighborhood from these white supremacists. So what is all of those muscles doing for you? So it's not about brawn. It ain't about the bag. It's about the level of intelligence that you possess between your motherfucking ears. That's where power comes from in today's society. I don't know about what was going on prior to this, but nigga, that's where the power is emanating from. Everybody who you see that is jockeying for power, they are jockeying for power from a knowledge, intellect standpoint by sitting in certain people and sitting in rooms with people who are also intelligent and negotiating and brokering deals. How do you think deals get brokered? How do you think shit gets negotiated? It's either you or your lawyer speaking for you, and your lawyer has a level of intelligence, and he has a level of wit, and he has a level of smart that they can, because when you're in a room negotiating things, you're playing chess, not checkers. You're playing chess against somebody who is more skillful, willful, conniving, and motherfucking wicked than you. And it's a battle of the motherfucking wits. It's the battle of the minds, my guy. How did these niggas get out of jail? Who got life sentences and they were able to turn it around? They hit the law library and they got their intelligence up. Right? So this is about intelligence. This age of information that we live in, nigga, intelligence is king. Intelligence is king. Money is not king. If money was king, Bill Cosby would be home. Nigga, Antonio Brown would be okay. Kaepernick would be running around playing football. You know what I'm talking about? Jay-Z would be in a better position. It's not about the money, bro. Puff Daddy wouldn't be saying, yo, I be depressed all the time. Kim Porter is not here. The people who I love, Cassie is getting married to her trainer. You know, all of that. He's kind of depressed these days. I'm a Scorpio, so I know what he's going through, right? It's not about the money. It's a whole bunch of people that I know that got money and they contemplate suicide on a monthly basis. It ain't about guns, cause the niggas in the hood, they got guns that the military got, and they don't got no power. Them niggas don't got no power. They walking around looking as scary as everybody else is looking in these streets. They moving out of the way for trannies coming through. Like, them niggas don't got power. Don't be confused with self-hatred, and don't be confused with motherfuckers who are living in fear. So they'll just eat on each other. They just clap at each other because these niggas is living in perpetual states of fear. You know what I'm saying? Don't mistake in it. So I'm using T.I. as an example that I'm like, yo, I could tell that that's a smart nigga playing dumb to survive in the trenches. He couldn't show his intelligence. Like Nipsey said, they didn't give him a platform to express his intelligence. But Nipsey is a perfect example of an intelligent nigga who had to dumb himself down around dumb niggas. That's what he was doing in order to be comfortable and in order to fit into that hierarchy that's called gang culture. He had to dumb himself down because he would spit that shit that he had inside of his head when white folk was in the building and other black people. He wasn't talking like that around a bunch of niggas. Yeah, he got on Tyreek's show, and yeah, he got on Big Boy's show, but yeah, Jay-Z too. Jay-Z too. Jay-Z is another nigga who is highly intelligent, who played dumb around dumb niggas. Remember, a wise man could play dumb, but a dumb nigga can't play wise. There's a bunch of niggas who are intelligent, and these niggas is acting like fools around you, and nobody checks them on that. How do I know? Because I went through it. I know the fucking telltale signs. I could point it out because I dumb myself down around dumb niggas to make dumb niggas feel comfortable. What do you mean what's up with Choke No Joke? That's my guy. Choke is my guy. You know? And what I'm trying to explain to y'all is that that's another jail. That is a prison. It's a small box too, and it gets very uncomfortable after a while because you don't have too many chances, right? I'm very grateful that whatever ancestors are watching over me, whoever's controlling this this illusion or whatever that we live in, they were favorable to the mistakes that I made in my younger years, that they didn't put me on a cross, because I got a lot of fucking chances. You know what I mean? I got a lot of chances to walk out of a lot of places where my freedom was being compromised, and they were trying to put me away for a very long time. So if I didn't get lucky, I would never had the opportunity to express my genius and my intellect and to share it with the world. Now, I got lucky, but what about the millions of other people who look like me, who have the potential to be thought leaders, to be influencers, to be good fathers, to be great friends, scholars, master students, master teachers, you name it. What about them? They got caught up in the Rockefeller drug law. They got caught up in the gang culture. They got caught up in the motherfucking every 3 strikes. They got caught up in drive-bys. They got caught up in sticking up for niggas who would never stick up for them, right? Motherfuckers who, you know, are not even loyal to themselves. What about all of the people who have the potential to be something, but because of the environment in which they're placed in, because the frequencies in those environments are so low, they're so carnal, because what? Going back to my critique of this whole revolt thing that I'm going to get into, what about, what I raised this before, what about lyric reform? Niggas talk about prison reform all day because there's a bag attached to that. But why you niggas don't talk about lyric reform? Why won't, I'm willing to have a debate with any one of these rappers. I don't even do debates, but I will put on a 3-piece suit. I will get on my Malcolm X and I will tsunami these niggas to show them how detrimental the culture is to black boys and girls, and how it's putting our people, how it's deteriorating our race of our generations by the minute, okay? Because of the power of the word and the power of the music and the power of the images and the power of the suggestions that the music is putting out. So I'm like, I'm confused. How you niggas is jockeying for prison reform, but you signing what? This is Jay-Z. You jockeying for prison reform, but you just signed Griselda Records to a management deal. Like, what the fuck does that, how does that work out? Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, and shout out to them for what the fuck, whatever they doing. But these niggas are selling dope on fucking wax, my nigga. Like, these niggas are promoting 1980 crack era rap. That's what they doing. I mean, let's be clear. These niggas are promoting, they're not promoting regular hand in hand. They're promoting 1980s era crack flow. And he signed them to a management deal. And then on Monday and then on Tuesday, this nigga showed up for prison reform. So what I'm saying is shit is mad hypocritical. What happened to lyric reform? Because the lyrics are more powerful than anything else that you niggas represent. It's the lyrics that got niggas where they at. You know what I'm talking about? Jay-Z is known for his lyrics. He's known for his lyrics. He's a lyricist. He's known for his lyrical ability, not to rap about black people and their motherfucking and you know, and their greatness, not to rap about, you know, the plight of black America, not to rap about single mothers, not to rap about Frances Cress Welsing and her crest theory. He didn't put that in rhyme patterns. That nigga poetically articulated how to sell crack for 30 damn years, almost 20 years. That's what he's known for. Let's be clear. I'm not snitching, right? It's okay. You niggas, you know, don't get uncomfortable now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just giving the facts. We're just giving the facts. Okay? So he's known for his lyrics. And do I have to go to genius.com and print out all the lyrics and read them shits to you? Because the lyrics, he was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. The only artist I think that they put in there for his lyrics. But what do the lyrics say? What do the lyrics say? So we need to have a conversation about you niggas and your lyrics, because the lyrics need to change before our communities change. How dare you motherfuckers continue to spit lyrics and to promote the motherfucking the degradation of our culture and our people, when you could clearly see that that's the shit that's destroying our people. It's you niggas want to point fingers at crackers? What's destroying our people? Why is the property in your neighborhood in the toilet? Nigga, it's because of the drugs. It's nothing else. Why is your neighborhood fucking Baltic Ave? Why is your neighborhood an eyesore? Why is your neighborhood stuck in the 50s? The shit looks like it's frozen in time. Why are brothers and sisters going to the morgue like they're going to the club? At the foundation of it is drug money, is drug dealing, and it's the fucking drugs. Let's be clear. Why people's mothers, why is daddy missing? Why was the father not in the house? It had something to do with drugs 8 times out of the 10. Am I making this up? Am I making it up? It was either crack, it was either dope, coke, weed, pills. Now the niggas' grandmothers is on Molly and fucking ecstasy, crystal meth, all of these barbiturates. So you got generations. The grandmother was doing dope in the 50s with Bumpy and them, right? The grandfather too. Then they graduated to crack in the 80s. Then they start smoking a little bit of GMO weed, and then the shit turned to K2. Now they on fucking pills because they just want to feel good, but now they on dialysis. Now they on motherfucking heart pills. Now they on kidney pills and all of this crazy shit, but it's still drugs. Now they on pharmacopoeia to deal with dementia, but they still on drugs. Now they're on opiates and whatnot, but they still on drugs. So multiply that by like 10,000 or 100,000 and you'll understand what's going on in your neighborhoods. Everybody's glossing over that. Everybody's shooting for what's the target that they're trying to hit? They're not shooting straight. They're not shooting straight. Because if you were shooting straight, nigga, you would hit that shit right in the head. They're not shooting straight. They're dancing around the motherfucking 800-pound. The 800-pound gorilla want to dance with you niggas. That nigga wants to dance. And motherfuckers are skirting around having to dance with the gorilla. No, crack was, somebody said crack was ruthless and it took out a whole neighborhoods. No, my family, crack took out whole generations. And those generations lived in neighborhoods. Crack bodied a whole generation. It wiped out generations. Okay? Generations. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Cash App, money sign, PhilMoreland. Talk black to me. You know what I'm talking about? So here go to Revolt Summit, right? Here we go. A smart nigga who don't have to dumb himself down. He could be smart now. That's T.I., right? He's on a panel. Now it's time to be smart today. You know what I mean? You don't gotta act like you can't speak proper English. You could say expeditiously and all of the long words that you know because you're on a Revolt stage at P. Diddy's summit, right? Cool. Killer Mike is there, so you know that Killer Mike is not gonna allow you to be dumb around him because we have friends, right? This is how you know that you have friends. Your friends won't necessarily make, you know, if you have, remember Sharif from Menace to Society? Remember they clowned in Boys in the Hood and in Menace to Society. They clowned and they ridiculed and they satired the smart niggas. They made them corny. And they even killed the nigga at the end of the movie. Thank you, Pathway to Abundance. And thank you to the other person who just sent me the Cash App. I appreciate you. Right? Yeah, expeditiously. So, Killer Mike is such a friend to T.I. that he won't allow that nigga to be dumb. Yeah, Jay Morrison, I guess. They won't allow him to get up there and act like a rapper. No, nigga, get on your job because I'm going to be on my job. I'm dropping bombs. Thank you, Rob, for the Cash App. I'm dropping bombs. So you drop bombs too. So he's in his bag. Now, there's people that's saying like the brother of Tone, what's his name? And Tone Talks. I saw a live that he did earlier today. He's not a big fan of Jay Morrison and T.I. You know what I'm talking about? He's not a big fan of Puff Daddy bringing rappers on panels to speak about black issues. Now, on one hand, I'm not a big fan of that either. But on the other hand, I understand why it's being done because of the simple fact that Sean Puff Combs, right? Because when we were at the, like I said, me and Brother Rich, Father Rich, we were at the Revolt Summit in New York. It was in Brooklyn at the King's Theater in the summertime. We were at that one. And he kind of explained that his intentions were to give the rappers a different voice. That's why he had Joe Budden and them do the State of the Union live and whatnot. Because he said, I want to give the influencers, right, the ability to articulate themselves outside of music and to speak about matters that the people who they influence, right? Key point, the influencers and the people who they influence, because this is where the power, this is where the power is. This is where the solutions lie. I'm going to get to it. So he was like, I'm going to reach out to the artists more so than I'm going to reach out to people outside of the industry. So when I saw T.I. and I saw Killer Mike, I'm like, okay, I understand. But then he brought Candace Owens on. Candace Owens? You mean the alt-right bedwench? She's not an artist. What the fuck is she doing on a stage? Remember, we're talking about the power of the stage. When you put somebody on a grand stage, right? When you put somebody on a stage, you introduce them to a whole, oh, thank you, Tara. I really appreciate you. You put them on a whole new, thank you, Marcus. When you put them on a stage, you introduce them to millions upon millions upon millions of people, and you basically are co-signing them and you're stamping them, you authenticating them, their message, and what they stand for just by putting them on a stage. It doesn't matter if you agree with their politics or not. All promotion is good promotion. King Simon told you that. If the New York Times put me on a panel, right? If Fox 5 was like, Red Pill, we want to put you on a panel with the alt-right people, I'ma hop on that panel. I don't care, because I'm gonna say to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go up there and act a fucking fool. I'm gonna be controversial. I'm gonna say shit that's gonna give me press. Because at the end of the day, the white people from Fox who say that they hate me, they hated me before I got on the stage. So I don't give a fuck about them. They don't matter. What I'm going to be aiming at is the converts. I know that I'm going to convert people. I know that I'm going to be able to articulate who I am, my stance, so Fox 5 doesn't do it for me. Thank you, D-God. Salute. You dig what I'm saying? You want to be able to get your word out. That's why Malcolm X was effective on white platforms. He was campaigning for the Nation of Islam. He was using Mike Wallace and CBS and all of them as a recruitment tool. Do you know that? Do you know that Muhammad Ali, when he went from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali, he was utilizing their platforms because they didn't have FaceTime back in those days. They didn't have, you couldn't hop on a radio. You couldn't hop on network television. They didn't have shit like that available. You didn't have social media back then. So you went through any channel that was available to you. Okay. And that's what they're doing. So I'm like, why would you give her a platform? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're low key trying to normalize her and you're low key introducing her into quote unquote black society. Because here it goes. You're Puff Daddy, nigga. You're a macro influencer. You're one of the top influencers of the influencers. So instead of bringing Yvette Carnell, right? Is that her name from Ados? Right? Instead of bringing my sister Vicky Dillard, shout out to Vicky. Instead of bringing a sister who might not necessarily, because you know, it's not Yvette Carnell, that's her name. Okay. The women are not gonna agree with everything that's being said off the gate, so they're gonna oppose. It wasn't like everybody's gonna be up there on some yes man shit. It's a panel, so people could start conversating. But anyway, let me continue and carry on and move forward. I don't want to get stuck on that, but I'm just giving you the impetus behind, you know, these diet woke niggas and the fact that they have agendas. Because I promise you, when the cameras wasn't on in the green room, everybody was chummy. Everybody was keying and ha. I mean, a nigga T.I., if you watch the whole video, after he went off on Candace Owens, he spent the rest of the time on stage low-key talking to her. Like, I'm watching other people talking. This nigga leaning over, he trying to get some points in us. I don't know what he was trying to do. But I know that Tiny saw that shit and she wasn't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, slow down. You know what I mean? Relax. She's a bad wench. She's not going anywhere. And we're not taking her back. You know what I'm saying? We're not taking her back. It's some people that once you go on that side, nigga, we're burning the bridge and the boat. There's no coming back. Who's gonna touch you? Who's gonna want you after the ghetto gaggers get to you? Nobody wants you after that. You're beyond damaged goods. You're like nuclear waste. You can't come home. You're gone forever. You and them niggas from Bussies with attitudes, y'all going forever. Let you chose that life. You're forever gone. You know what I'm talking about? You're forever gone. You don't get to make those mistakes and try to come back like, oh, you know, I was on the white side. I was over there with Jon Snow and them. I went across the wall. You know what I mean? Like Game of Thrones. I was over on the other side of the wall, but now I want to come back. You can't come back. You can't come back. It's a wrap. So here you go. Here they have a conversation for, I'm serving some context for the family who might not have saw the videos, but they went very viral this weekend. And I would encourage everybody to watch the whole entire hour-and-a-half video. Don't go for the sound bites, because the sound bites are not enough. The sound bites don't do that conversation too much justice. Go and watch the whole entire video. It's on YouTube, on Revolt channel on YouTube, Revolt TV. All right, it's an hour-and-a-half. It makes for some good entertainment. Okay. They were talking about it. They were talking about some topics, and there were some interesting topics. You know, you watched it in totality. Yeah, me too. I enjoyed, you know, the totality of it all. Okay. Yeah, P. Diddy was pleased. You know. No, you see the thing with Candace, right? You see the thing with Candace, whoever said that she was making some points, right? Candace, if you're familiar with her level or her form of speaking points, if you're familiar with the she has everybody has the way that they speak, right? Everybody has it's almost like everybody has their superpower. So the way that she speaks is the way that Ben Shapiro speaks. The way that she speaks is the way that Richard Spencer speaks. The way that she speaks is the way that Steve Bannon speaks. The way that she speaks is the way that people from Breitbart and now people from Fox 5 or Fox News speaks. They regurgitate what is known as statistics and talking points from the far right. Okay? She has nationalist talking points. Thank you. She has Breitbart rents, not Alex Jones per se, because you know they flipped on Alex Jones. She has Steve Bannon, Ben Shapiro, Stephen Miller talking points. It's not hard. You could go to statistica.com and pull up the fucking stats and go to any meeting or any panel, and you could just be stat heavy. She's stat heavy, okay? She's very stat heavy, and because she's able to regurgitate stats, people are like, oh, she says something. She didn't say anything. And if you saw the way that they were caping her and the other light one, the one that was wearing yellow, they looked like a light bulb. You know what I'm talking about? They were cheerleading for Donald Trump in such a way that it made me uncomfortable. All the way where I was sitting at, I was uncomfortable. I was like, well, goddamn. This is how bedwenches be sounding when they putting on for white zaddy? That shit was disgusting to me. I felt the kind of weight. I was like, look how hard they going for Cheetos, for President Trump. Like, you would think that this, I mean, Melania don't even go as hard, Ivanka don't go as hard for her father than these goddamn women was. Oh, they butter biscuits. Oh man, I think there was I think Popeyes came through with the butter biscuits in the green room, buttered them up. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, god damn. Like if they ever get into any kind of trouble with the law, Donald Trump better pardon them the first day, because They was out there polishing that nigga in front of Black America. And then somebody in the crowd had an outburst. And then who threw their cape on? Mr. Cape himself, Killer Mike. You know what I'm talking about? Killer Mike to the rescue. You know, Killer Mike to the rescue. I mean, I understood what he said. You know, I wasn't appalled by what he said. He was basically like, yo, let her finish. Let her finish. You know what I mean? Let her get her shit off. I mean, I get it. Let her, you know, don't interrupt. Let them talk. Let them talk. Now he did. He damn sure threw the cape on. You know. Let's be clear. She's a looker. Okay. She's a looker. I guess to these niggas, she's not hard on the eyes. So they're gonna charm her with the Southern hospitality. They're gonna try to charm her, but she's not trying to hear none of that. Her mind is made up. Do you see her? Nigga, I was in corporate before. I came across black women like that. There's nothing that you can do with them. I'm sorry. She's not trying to help nobody. She's not here for you niggas. It's done. It's a done data. She's not here for none of you niggas. So you be better off just being very cordial and keeping that shit completely, nigga. Treat that like you are in the midst of your ops. You don't owe her anything. Now, I'm not saying to be rude because I don't come from that. I'm not rude. I'm not into being rude to nobody except except people that are being rude to me. But I'm not buttering her biscuits. I'm not buttering her biscuits. I'm not saving. The cape is not coming out for her. I'm sorry. Not at all. Nigga, because she won't put on no fucking cape for you. You know what I'm talking about? Let you be at a Klan rally and shit get uncomfortable. She's not caping for you, bro. Okay? So let's be clear. Nigga, Killer Mike, they're going to treat your stomach like a punching bag. She's not coming in to help you out. And then Tamika Mallory was up there. Let's talk about Tamika Mallory for a minute. From the Non-Action Network. And I'm not taking no shots at her. I'm taking shots at Sharpton. Okay? Because I was in Harlem yesterday at the parade, right? They had the 50th annual African American parade. And the shit was sad, bro. The shit was sad. How far Harlem has fell. It's sad. You know what I mean? It's sad, bro. And the people who sold Harlem out, they need to be held accountable. Charlie Rangel, Inez Dickens, Calvin Butts, and I think Sharpton played a part in that. Niggas need to hold them accountable, bro. You know what I'm talking about? So, here we go. With Tamika Mallory, right? She's up there. I didn't really hear too much from her. I would expected her, right? I would have expected her to be a straight shooter, right? Because she had a bed wench right in her vicinity. She could have snatched her wig, and I'm speaking rhetorically, not physically. We don't promote wig violence, hair hat violence on stage. We don't promote any of that. She could have snatched her wig with her words, right? And she could have sent a Scud missile over there to Red Pill Black, Candace Owens. Do you know that's her name? Red Pill Black. Candace Owens' original name is Red Pill Black. And I called her out years ago. I put her on a radar. I was like, yo, sisters, I need y'all assistance because there's a woman out there impersonating the God, and she's a bed wench. If she was cool, like if she was on a frequency, we could have been a good tag team. But she went ahead and jacked my name. So anyway, Tamika Mallory She ain't take no shots. I was like, where's the smoke? She was sitting in the non-smoking section. She didn't send no Scud missiles. She wasn't sending out no drones. She wasn't tossing any grenades, no smoke grenades. She wasn't hitting no headshots. She wasn't sliding on the ops. None of that fly shit that people be talking about. She wasn't doing that. Okay? Then, come to find out today, right? What she did say, that I was like, ooh, I hear you, baby girl. You know what I mean? You in your bag. You in your bag. She said Farrakhan's name. So you in your, in the woke world, nigga, that's revolutionary. You know what I'm talking about? In a woke marketplace, to say, well, I follow Farrakhan, nigga, that's extremism right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's going in. You know what I mean? That's like, oh, go in, son. You said Farrakhan, go in. So she went in and she said Farrakhan's name. So today, they put out an article because she's a part of the Women's March, right? Tamika Mallory is a part of the Women's March, right? And the Women's March was the thing with the pussy hats. Remember the pussy hats? And they helped start Me Too and all of that. Me Too spawned out of this, right? So what had happened was Tamika Mallory was feeling pressure from the Jewish interest, right? Remember, anything called liberal, anything on a right wing is white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, evangelical, conservative, like crackers from Texas that'll tell you that they'll hang you to your face. You know what I mean? That's the right wing. The left wing is LBGT, Jewish controlled, Hollywood, Eastern European Jews, Hollywood, New York with the media, right? Because that's all Jewish control, right? So all media, that's Jews, that's Elizabeth Warren and these niggas, right? So anything that you do in the field of politics or in the field of what do they call that? Non-for-profits and all of that, you got to pick a side. They make you pick a side. Especially if you're getting money from the government, you got to identify with one of the sides. And mostly because our people have been rocked to sleep. Killer Mike try to help niggas and tell you and show you, like I tried to show you as well, that when we were Republicans, we were at our most powerful, right? For the Republic, for which it stands, the United States of America, right? This is a republic. And when our people were being hung and lynched, they were called, the Europeans were identifying as Democrats, and we called them Democrats. We used to call it Democrats. Nobody knows where the fuck the Democrats or democracy comes from. It's not in the Constitution. It has nothing to do with the makeup of this country. So the Republicans, the black Republicans, black people were at their most powerful list when we were registered as Republicans. Shortly after what is known as the Civil War, we were Republicans. I spoke about this when I speak about the American coup, the first American coup, which took place in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's called the Wilmington Massacre, 1798. Our people who got massacred, they were Republicans at that time. And later on down the line, it got switched around, and Lyndon B. Johnson was one of the presidents after the assassination of JFK. He was the one who helped black people convert into Democrats. He said, if we convert these niggas to Democrats, we'll have them for another 200 years. So, yeah, controlled opposition. So, make a long story short, Somebody said that Candace Owens is a hot babe. You know that's a Peckerwood. That's this Peckerwood lexicon. You know what I'm talking about? You type in the way that you talk, my nigga. Nigga said a hot babe. You know that's a Peckerwood. Or that's a brother who drinks drinks mayonnaise Kool-Aid. But anyway, Tamika Mallory, yeah, the Whittemore party. Tamika Mallory was because she mentioned Farrakhan's name on that stage, right? Because remember, the Revolt Summit has been going viral. A lot of people saw that. And because she will not denounce Louis K. Farrakhan, because she would not denounce Louis K. Farrakhan, they basically made her step down. She got her nigga wake-up call. Because they were trying to make her denounce Farrakhan on multiple turns. And she was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Because she know that she can't walk through Harlem again if she do that. Let's be clear. She knows she can't walk through New York if she denounces Farrakhan the way that Barack Obama did. Because that's something that they try to do. They try to break you by making you denounce the real men, the soldiers, the pillars in your community. So they accused her of anti-Semitism. So I was like, well, if they make you step down, why the fuck you don't make them step down? Why don't you make them denounce Netanyahu? Why don't you make them denounce Zionist Israel that is an apartheid state? This anti-African, anti-Ethiopian, anti-Coptic, anti-everything. They got the nerve to say anti-Semitism. Nigga, you anti-Kemetism. Fuck is you talking about? You niggas is anti-Kemetic. Talking about anti-Semitic. Nigga, Israel is anti-Kemetic. So how is it that you're going to accuse her for being anti-Semites, but everybody that belongs to the fucking Democrats or the liberals or even the LBGT, because if you're LBGT, low-key, you got to praise Israel too, nigga, by proxy, because your white zaddy is a fucking Israeli, okay? All of the hierarchy of that whole alphabet soup, like Dave Chappelle told you, is white men. Mostly white Jewish men, because that's their thing. And they pledge allegiance to Zion, to Israel. They pledge allegiance to that fucking star and whatnot. So if you a part of, if you pulling up, you at the Lil Nas X album release party, nigga, by proxy, you are in alignment with this anti-African, anti-Ethiopian, anti-Palestinian, anti-Arabic, anti-Islamic, anti-everything illegal regime. That's called Israel. So I'm like, why don't you go and play hardball with them, Tamika? You know what I'm talking about? Because if they want to make you denounce somebody, I got a whole list of names. There's terrorists that nobody ever denounces on that side. And they be saying their names and all of that, like that shit is cool and whatnot. So I just found that ironic. I'm like, damn, you know, the minute she gets off the stage saying Farrakhan's name, they out here cutting ties and kicking her off of the march and whatnot that she helped create. Like, it ain't like she's the help. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's the help. No, nigga, she helped create the goddamn march. She helped put that shit together, and they pushed her out. You know what I mean? Because they won't allow, she won't allow them to dominate her politics, right? Right? Because if they make you denounce somebody, family, you've been dominated. They dominated you. Okay? You've been dominated. You know what I mean? They're basically neutering you. You're being neutered. They're domesticating you. You know? And that's not, you know, that ain't sexy. That's not what's up. That's not what's up. She needs to start the Melanin Women's March. She needs to start Melanin is Popping Women's March. Why don't y'all march with some black women? You know what I mean? And keep that other agenda out of the way. Keep the feminist shit off the plate and keep all of that. Keep women with man parts off the plate and just real women, authentic women. You know what I'm saying? Put a biological woman, Melanin is Popping march. You know? Because I think black women should come together. I was at Curl Fest. The shit was like a women's march. And the energy on that shit was lit. It was litty. It was powerful. Who was at Curl Fest with me? Who can attest? You know what I'm talking about? It was litty. So, on the panel, they were having conversations, and then Candace Owens said something about Make America Great Again, and then T.I. jumped on her. What you talking about, Make America Great? What period are you talking about? What period are you talking about? So she tried to bring up Ronald Reagan. Like, she got real issues. So then Killer Mike hopped in, right? And he was like, nah. Y'all sound like y'all arguing over the best slave master, or what slave master that, you know, which one is the best slave master. Because niggas do be having those conversations. Let's be clear. Niggas do be having my slave master is better than yours type of arguments. So he kind of nipped that shit in the bud. And I appreciated that because it was getting to think, it was kind of getting into that kind of territory where motherfuckers was like, yo, my slave master is better than your slave master. So then he started teaching, Killer Mike. He started teaching. He started going in. You know what I mean? In the way that Killer Mike does. It shit felt like Netflix. You remember his Netflix special? This felt like, I bet you that the new season, clips of that will be on that nigga's new season. Because it was very Netflixy. You know what I mean? It was like the series that he has on Netflix. So he's going in, you know. Then that nigga said, we need to burn down both plantations. And I was like, does this nigga hear himself? Does he know that we're going to hold him accountable for saying shit like that? Like, you just can't get in front of black people and start talking like that, my nigga, unless you really mean it. And if you do mean it, you should be working on how the fuck we could burn these houses down. Because I'm with the shits. You understand? I'm ready for that conversation. And I mean the pervert. I'm not talking arson. I'm speaking about it in figuratively terms. For anybody that's out there that wants to soundbite shit that we're saying and whatnot, we're speaking about it in figurative terms. We're saying that fuck your house. You understand? Your house is worse than a bando to us. You understand? Your house has as much worth to it as the houses in Abaku. You know what I mean? That are underwater. Your house, fuck your house. We're going to build our own house. You understand? We're going to build our own house from the dirt up. Because if the people in Abaku who just got destroyed by a hurricane, remember the hurricane wiped the whole island out. They're building that island back up from scrap. Okay? They just put a report out, though, that said that they halted rebuilding the shanty towns. They was like, nah, you niggas is not going to rebuild your shanty towns. So they basically pushing the Haitians out of there. That's translation. We don't want the Haitians there. And as translation, they're going to build some resorts where the motherfucking shanty town was, because they were trying to get them niggas up out of the shanty town since 2017. So them crackers is moving in. Yeah, them crackers is moving in. But what I'm saying is, we, us, melanated, warm-blooded, carbon-based individuals who are operating and vibrating on a higher frequency than the other ones that look like us, skin folk. You know what I'm talking about. We could collectively pool our resources, pool our labor, man, and rebuild some shit in a very fast amount of time. I tell you, there's some Mexicans out there that can help out with the building process, because there's some Mexicans, because I was working construction in 2014 for like 2 weeks. I was working construction. Then when I got my paycheck, I left and never came back. Prior to that, when they had the Sandy superstorm, I was in construction, and I was able to see how the Ecuadorians and the Mexicans get busy. Nigga. Huh. You could play with it if you want. You understand? You could play with it if you want. I'm a realist. I don't know what these other niggas is on. I'm a realist. And the realism in me is saying that when it comes time to build, we're going to grab a few people from different nationalities and we're going to get the job done. Okay? So, yeah. All of the carpenters in the building. That's what I'm saying. Like, my question to Jay-Z and them would be, fuck prison reform. Why don't y'all create some shit for niggas that's coming home? Cause y'all could, the Rockefeller, Rockaware, or Rock Nation, whatever they calling themselves, you know what I mean? And Meek Mill with the Dream Chasers. Why don't you niggas help niggas coming home? Because that seems to be the biggest problem. I'm in these streets. Niggas is coming home is looking hit in the streets. I'm talking about they looking like they got hit with 2 Mack trucks. They are out here wandering aimlessly. Like, which way did he go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? They out there trying to get Obama phones. You know what I'm saying? They out here wearing baggy clothes. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you could tell niggas is wearing the big Avirexes and whatnot with the Rockaware waist 38, and these niggas is like a 33, looking crazy, wearing the outfit that they got locked up in. Niggas look crazy in the streets. I'm like, where's their help at? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you niggas help them out? For, you know, the prison reform, that's cute and everything, but what rappers are caping or capping for the niggas that just came home to help give them some kind of jobs? Because the recidivism rate is at an all-time high. People are going right back in because they can't keep up. Nigga, imagine a nigga doing 20 years and he come home to a hot girl summer. What the fuck? What is he gonna do? He's coming home and shorties is wearing orange hair with bright orange sneakers talking about, nigga, pay up. They're like, well, what? You know what I'm saying? With what? And this is not Boys in the Hood anymore. Niggas is not throwing Doughboy a fucking party for coming home. Nobody cares that you niggas are coming home. This ain't back in the days. Niggas is not throwing barbecues for niggas when they just came home. They looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing home? Where you gonna sleep, nigga? This is a gentrified New York. Shit different. You know what I'm talking about? You niggas can't come home on some old, well, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to take over the block. No, nigga, that's from the mixtape. That's an old rap song. That's from DJ Clue era. Nigga, if you come home and you try to take anything over, them young boys they're gonna light fire to your ass. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna pack you up real quick. They're gonna pack you up real quick. There's no celebrations for niggas coming home. Okay? Nowhere, nobody got nowhere for you to sleep. Okay? It's just like that. So we need to help our brothers and sisters who are just coming home, because it's but so many fucking jobs in construction that they could motherfucking get. You know what I mean? I think they have reached their quota for hiring niggas who just came home to do demolition work. I feel that there should be some programs to help people in the trades. They should help people code, learn how to code. They should help people learn about technology. They should help people learn about fixing your fucking iPhone screens or something, electronics. They should help people work with Fiverr to do the $5 gigs online and whatnot. Peopleperhire.com, all of these online gig sites. They should have a site for people who just came home so they can make a motherfucking few dollars because they out here selling Newports. You know what I'm talking about? They out here stealing socks and whatnot, trying to sell niggas socks and tank tops. They out here selling deodorant. They out here selling detergents. You know what I mean? They out here selling, these niggas is selling bussy. That's right. These niggas is out here being gay for pay. Ain't no money in the streets no more, but it's some money in the village. You know what I'm talking about? It's some money in the village. These niggas go down there on some Magic Mike shit. You feel me? Niggas is gay for pay. That is a fact. I don't know if y'all know about that. But that's what's going on in these streets. I didn't make it up. You know what I mean? I did not make that up. Gay for pay. They going, nigga, they will be at Lil Nas album X release party hopping out of cakes, nigga, for some money on some Magic Mike. What's the shit with the bear head on and he running around getting top from women and whatnot? Well, they're doing that in rooms with men. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That is a factory. So how are we going to help our brothers that are coming out of situations that they're not prepared to basically integrate properly into a high technological regentrified society? It costs $100 to go outside in New York. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Every time you leave your house in New York City, it's gonna cost you at least $100. The cost of living is off the fucking chain out here. This is the proverbial hamster wheel. Nigga, my calves should be looking like Michael Jordan's because I'm running on a hamster wheel every day. All I do is pay bills. All I do is grind for bill money. There's nothing but that's the only thing that's going on. I'm just running around paying these goddamn small hats all my life. You know what I'm saying? This is not a joke. This shit right here. Cause when I was down south, I didn't feel none of that. Like I was chilling. I didn't feel like I was upset that I wasn't doing enough. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't feel the anxiety of getting out and go hunting. You know what I mean? Cause in New York, we hunt. We hunt every day. Niggas are hunter-gatherers. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here shooting water buffalo and wildebeests, proverbial. But you gotta kill to eat in these streets. Whatever I bring home and drag into the fucking crib, nigga, I gotta go out there and kill it to eat it. Nobody's just throwing money at me. I don't wake up to fucking waterfalls of money. I gotta go out there and grind like everybody else. The nigga selling socks and a nigga like me selling shirts, we on the same time. Along with dude from the hedge fund going to Wall Street selling his soul, everybody's on the same time. We all grinding. We are all putting it all on the line, exerting a lot of energy, exerting a lot of our quote unquote blood, sweat, and tears to turn a fucking dollar into $2. That's what it's about. That's this concrete jungle that I'm in. You know? That's this concrete jungle that I'm in. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm here for all of it. I'm conditioned at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's just a conditioning that I am accustomed to because I've been doing this shit all my life. How much is rent there today? In New York City, a 1-bedroom is $2,100. Okay? That's in the Bronx. I'm in the Bronx. Don't talk about Harlem. Don't talk to me about Brooklyn. That nigga with the sideburns that said the rent is too damn high, he had to move because he couldn't afford the rent. They ran his ass up out of here. Don't talk to me. Brooklyn, a one bedroom in Brooklyn don't go from anywhere from 23 and up, 2,300 and up. You got a 3 bedroom? It's 3 of you niggas? Oh man, you're paying 2,800. You're paying 2,800. That's a fact. Can I get a fact check from anybody in New York? Because y'all might think I'm fluffing the numbers. Bro, brother man, broski, I shit you not. Why do you think that it's only like 5 lecturers left in New York? Everybody else is gone. They didn't tell you that they was out of here, but nigga, you can't find them. People be coming on 25th asking me for people. I'm like, nigga, did you see them on YouTube in the last 8 years? Like, they're not out here no more. They on a run. N-O-R-E. They on a run. I don't know if they eating, but they on a run for sure. Niggas is on Fuji status. Proswell. Ghetto superstar. Niggas is Fugees. Refugees. They wandering in somebody's state that they didn't grow up in. That's not on their birth certificate. They in a whole nother state. They in a whole nother state. You running into niggas in Walmart out in Boise, Idaho that you saw on YouTube years ago. What you think they doing out there? Nigga, they're renting apartments for $600 in Boise. so that's so niggas is pulling up with the caravan. You know, it's real in this field, man. I shit you not. The cost of living. That's just the rent. The Metro card, that shit is $32 a week. To get something to eat, the grocery store, a bag of chips is $1 now. You know what I mean? Like, they squeezing us, bro. They squeezing us. That's why you see lecturers, you see niggas in New York doing a lot of strange things for a piece of change these days. Niggas is gay for pay because of the rent. Nigga, that's a lifestyle choice. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because they got, it wasn't because their body was calling. It wasn't because their body was calling. Nigga, they did that for survival. Nigga, they went and laid up with Ed Buck for survival, bro. Are you serious? These sisters are not bedwenching because they're attracted to Vienna sausages, nigga. They're prostituting themselves because they can't afford the rent. That's a fact. That is a fact. I'm just saying. Shit getting real out here. I definitely want to move to the South. You know, guess who's holding me? Well, I got family right now. My dad is in New York. My pop Dukes, who I love dearly, he's in New York. And, you know, my son's mother, she don't want to, she on some, I don't want to go nowhere. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I wanted to, I'm obligated because I got family ties. You know, I got family ties. So I'm there for my family. I wouldn't never abandon my family, man. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. Oh, I know that the ATL is there. We got, you know, I lived in the ATL a few times. You know what I'm saying? You looking at Sparta? Yeah, pull up in Sparta and find a brother Nazi and whatnot. He'll make some things good for you out there. Somebody said you got to do butt stuff to live in New York. Apparently these niggas is code switching. You know what I mean? To live easily. Because remember, the LBGT, there's a bag attached to that shit. It's almost like once you come in, they give you a starter kit. You know what I mean? Is there a bonus that you get, a signing bonus when you become gay? Is anybody out there could tell me? Is there a signing bonus? I think it's a signing bonus because niggas is going gay like niggas was going to the labels, like niggas was getting signed to Rockefeller back in the days, my nigga. Like, niggas is going gay like niggas is on mixtapes back in the days. Remember there was a mixtape explosion and everybody was a rapper? Well, nigga, nowadays everybody's gay. So there has to be a finding. It has to be a finder's fee and a signing bonus. I'm just trying to, I'm asking for a friend because that's what it's looking like. Somebody said bussy brochures. Do they got bussy brochures out there? You know what I'm talking about? Does a key come with the motherfucking, you know? Is niggas getting bussy brochures? Is there a bussy kit out there? Is there like a fucking a key? Is there like a door key? Niggas get a title and whatnot. Is there a lease attached to the bussy movement? Inquiring minds want to know, like, who's paying these niggas? Because they don't complain about rent. They don't complain about Metro cards. They don't complain about none of that. They got shit worked out. You know what I'm talking about? They have a payment plan. Them niggas' credit automatically starts going up. They getting shit. They going into stores with no credit down. Walking out of there with stilettos and MAC makeup. How you get approved at MAC makeup with no money down, my nigga? You know what I'm talking about? Unless there's a conspiracy going on where there's like a bussy code. Do you niggas have a bussy promo code? Do they just tell you to put the promo code in there and you get like 60% off? It's a secret society. You know what I'm talking about? That's the new Illuminati, man. Oh, California gives subsidies? I bet they do. I bet they do. Yeah, I smell bussy. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all acting up tonight, man. Y'all are acting up. You know, but I shit you not. I shit you not. Like there's a bussy susu going on that we don't know about. There's an alphabet soup susu going on that we don't know about, and they out here protecting each other, making sure that them niggas is in rent stabilized apartments. They get first bids on everything. You know what I'm talking about? They all in the Gap. They all in Old Navy. They're all in Banana. They took over the movie theaters. Talk black to me. Like, there has to be something going on. They're all in fucking Chipotle, right? They're in Panera Bread. You know what I'm talking about? They took over Whole Foods. On 2/5, the manager that's running all of the motherfucking cash registers, that nigga look like Sasquatch with a fucking Nicki Minaj weave on. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga look like Sasquatch with a Meg Thee Stallion weave on. You know what I mean? He running around. The nigga got a 5 o'clock shadow with a fucking with a Chinese cut wig on every day. And the shit comes in colors. He got a Takashi wig. Like, talk black to me. Yeah, the nigga look like a Yeti. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga like a grown Yeti with a fucking wig on. And I'm like, word, that's what the rest of society gets to see us as. Like, that's our representation. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's what's up. But nobody that I know could get a job. Nobody that I know, real talk, could get a job. Thank you, Matt. Oh, I'm getting a lot of love on the Cash App, and I appreciate everybody dearly. I really do. That's 1,000. Like, I really do. So going back to the revolt thing, Killer Mike started going in. Killer Mike was making a few points that I was like, that's what's up. And I'm gonna hold Killer Mike. I want to talk. I would love to have a conversation with Killer Mike about what do we have to do to build our own house, Killer? You know. Then after that, T.I. went in on Candace. Yeah, after T.I. went in on her, Killer Mike talk. Then they had a few other good points and whatnot. What is Bussy? Bussy is man. It's when it's man pussy. All right. I don't want to be so explicit and whatnot, but that's what it is. Okay. I mean, you gotta be, be a little, use your mind. Like, this is about we're all intellects on this line. All 815 of us. I'm suspecting that all of us are intellects to a degree. Just use your mind, my brother. Okay? So they were making points and whatnot. And then they had a Q&A. And Jay Morrison was one of the first attendees in the audience that was allowed to ask a question, right? Jay Morrison said, as a people, as a nation, what do you think about a black vote? Right? He said, what is your thought? Because he referenced what Killer Mike said. He said, Killer Mike, you said burn down the plantations. We don't need to be in either one of the houses, Republican or Democrat. And I'm feeling you on that, right? He said, what are your thoughts on a black vote? And when I heard that, I was like, he's on to something, right? Disclaimer, I've never really sat down with Jay Morrison. That he walked past me a few times and never said nothing to me. So he don't know me, so I don't know him. I play that game, right? I don't, nigga, I'm on the internet the same way that you on the internet. So if you don't know me, nigga, I don't know you. You know what I mean? And that's no offense or whatever, but that's just the energy that he moves with. Okay? So what I do know is that the brother has a large following based off of his economic education, right? You know what I mean? Based off of his economic education and whatnot, and based off of the fact that he has succeeded raising up a few $1 million with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, right? And he's purchased real estate and things of that nature in the South, right? So kudos to that man, and and he also calls himself the young Malcolm X. So he mentioned Malcolm X. He evoked Malcolm X when he was doing the Q&A, and he brought up the idea about the black tax. So I was like, yo, that makes sense. No, the black vote. I was a proponent of a black tax, right? I was a proponent of a black tax. And for all of my Moors out there, I'm using the colorable terms, you know what I mean? Don't persecute me, you know what I mean? Don't bring me up on charges, because I got a whole bunch of Moorish secret indictments and whatnot at numerous temples where they basically want to cut my hair and put a fez on me for life. But, because I say black a lot, and I got secret indictments. I'm being indicted for that. They might pull me up one day. they might make a citizen's arrest. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm talking about. A Moorish vote, a Negro vote, a black vote, an Aboriginal, Indigenous, a God vote, whatever you want to call it. I agree that if we are to separate ourselves from said system, one of the most productive, not even revolutionary, because I don't even want to use that term. Let's start using the term evolutionary, because to revolution or revolution means to revolve. And we don't need to revolve too much. I want to revolve into the good old days. We don't need that. I don't need to revolve to when niggas was kings and when we was kings, because that's not where I want to go back to. I don't want to go back to a king, because inside of a kingdom, you have subjects, right? As a king, nigga, you have a court and you got subjects. I don't want to lord over anybody. I don't want to be nobody's king. And I don't want no fucking subjects. So I want to evolve past that. I want to move into the future. I want to do something that's new. I want us to create with the brilliant minds that we have. Look, it's 800 and change of us. So that means that it's 8 million of us. Because if it's 800 of us on this, then there's 8 million of us out there. So with all of our brains and all of our intellect and all of our visions, we could collectively come up through voting, through the voting process. I'm saying fuck their vote. If there's local politics, like Pop Darby running for District 4 in Houston, Texas, I'm all for that. If one of my homies could be a councilwoman, I got a councilwoman in Brooklyn. Her name is Lauren. Wait, what's her whole name? She's the councilwoman for like Clinton Hill and all of that. If anybody's in Brooklyn and you know her full name, say it in the chat. That's my people like that. Okay? She's been in office for a few years. I gotta actually go and see her so we can make something happen. But for assemblymen, councilwomen, and councilmen, I'm cool with that. I'm saying that because I just identified that we have $2,200, $2,300 rents in places that are still gang infested. Yeah, Lori Combo, right? Lori Combo. That's my peeps. Like I knew her before she was running for office, right? And when I saw her afterwards, it was a lot of love and whatnot, and she's familiar with some of the work that we doing, and she applauded me for it. So I'm like, I'll go sit down with her with a little, cash app her a few dollars and see what we could do. We, as a community, remember, community means common unity. And the way that we find common unity is by voting. The way that we find common unity is by finding common ground. The way that we find common unity, or the way that we discover ourselves as a community, is we rally behind something that we all can agree to. Okay? I agree with reparations. I'm in agreement with reparations. I want to see our brothers and sisters in this day and time to receive a form of compensation for all of the ills that they put our ancestors through. I'm all for it. I'm here for it, right? Now, I heard the brother from Tone Talk says that we don't need a flag and we don't need a constitution because we're Americans and the Constitution is ours. I heard the Moors say that before. So that's nothing new. It wasn't that appalling to me because I sat in civics and heritage class, and I heard people articulate it in a more meaningful way where they explained and broke it down what they meant. They didn't just say blanket statements like that. They broke it down and they explained why they're part and parcel to the Republic. So I was like, all right, cool. I get it. I don't think niggas is trying to say that they want to sit on the lap of Uncle Sam. I hope not. You know what I mean? Like, hope niggas is not trying to lock arms with the rest of white America on some old, we are the world type shit. Like, I ain't with that. I think we've gotten past the point to where we could say that integration is a failed experiment and we need to figure out something else. You understand? We need, like how the white people got Utah and there's only a few dots in Utah, meaning that there's not a lot of niggas out there. We need our own state where we could function like that. But we can't bring motherfucking Benny the Butcher. We can't bring Rock Nation roster. We can't bring dope dealers and gangbangers into that state. Like, I'm sorry. We can't build on that kind. That's quicksand, nigga. You seen Snowfall? We cannot build our future on the quicksand of Jay-Z's America, nigga. That's not gonna work for us. We're gonna have to have a filter system. We gotta have to filter out the knuckle draggers. We gotta filter out the zombies. We gotta filter out motherfuckers who don't have our best interests in their hearts, in their minds. We gotta filter out the coons. Oh, you said Wyoming, where Kanye got his ranch? Maybe, but I don't think so. So, a black vote where we can have a solid number on who agrees to not just reparations, but how to go about it, right? A black vote where we can appoint a spokesman. What is a spokesman? Somebody who could speak for us. What do you mean, Red Pill? What I mean is this, my friends. Whenever we have problems or whenever we have to articulate something to not just Black America, but to the world, to Ellen DeGeneres, to fucking Stephen Colbert, to Fox 5, to Netflix, wherever we talking at, we need spokesmen and spokeswomen, people who we have selected and we have chosen, and we know that their talking points are strong. We know that they are unwavering. We know that they're unapologetic, and we know that they have a pair. They have testicular fortitude. Translation, they got a set of balls. They haven't been neutered, right? Mimi. All right. We're back. We're back. It said my phone overheated. So they basically shut my iPhone down. So now we're back. And you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? We're back to business. We're back in the building. Okay? I ain't with the conspiracies. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with the conspiracies. You know, it is what it is. We cooking, you know. We gonna keep on cooking. We ain't gonna let nobody stop that. That's a super fact. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. It only overheats in direct sunlight, because when I was in Texas, I was doing a live and the phone was like 200 degrees because the sunlight in Texas is different than the sunlight in New York. And it basically was it was basically melting that shit. You know what I mean? But I'm right here. I ain't no goddamn heat in here. Like, it ain't no heat. I know I'm heating up, but it ain't no heat, bro. So I don't know what they talking about. I have no idea what they're talking about. But I am a proponent. I'm a proponent for that vote. I feel that if them brothers are serious, that vote needs to happen. We need to vote. At the end of the day, with all of the work that's being put in over the years, with all of the documentaries that Tariq Nasheed produced, with all of the platforms that have been out here to introduce you to all of the different teachers and speakers and lecturers and things of that nature, in 2020, we should have a vote so we could figure out who is the people's choice. Not for president, not for emperor, not for the top dog, not for the HNIC, a body politic, right? A body politic where different teachers and different people, and you know, there's categories that need to be filled. There's lanes that need to be occupied. You feel me? There's slots that need to be filled. Nobody's gonna fill it by themselves, but we need to be appointed into different roles at the end of the day, especially if we're talking about working together as a collective. It is not going to work out as individuals going into the future. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. We're not going to work. It's not going to work out if we're trying to do this thing where one person is like, I'm the second coming. It's all about me, nigga. Look at me. Look at me. Like all of that look at me shit, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's some cornball shit. That's niggas who never got out the house when they was young, and they not used to having they not used to having people fuck with them like that. They're not used to the attention. They're fame whores. They not used to the fame. Anybody who from the streets, anybody who was popping in the 90s, anybody who already shot their load in the proverbial, in the face of fame, you know when you looking at certain niggas what it is. You know these niggas is not built for the spot, for the limelight. They're not built for the spotlight. They lose all bearings. You know what I mean? They get cornier the more popular they get. They get more lame the more popular they get. So that ain't it. We ain't, you know, that's not it. It's not about that. This is not about a popularity contest. I'm sorry, people. This is about helping our people level up. Me being popular is not going to help none of you niggas level up. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about popularity. To be honest with you, I wish I could do this shit on some Brother Rich shit. I wish I could just, you niggas could hear my voice and you didn't have to see me all of the time. Because I don't get no points for you niggas seeing me. Like, there's nothing that the only thing that I get is interrupted when I'm on the train trying to eat Cheetos in secrecy. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is like, yo, Red Pill. I'm like, damn, you caught me with the hot Cheetos? No, I'm just playing. But there's no benefit in having your face known like that. Because if shit gets hot, if they put remember when they put the deck of cards when President Bush put the deck of cards of the most wanted motherfucking Taliban nigga? Well, if they put the fucking deck of cards out there, nigga, and my face is on that deck of cards, my face card, all of this shit right here goes out the window. Then I'm gonna have to get a fucking I'm gonna have to do the crazy glue razor thing on my face. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to get a facelift on some face off shit. You know what I mean? That's what facial recognition is about. Do you know that we had a meeting in a building? This building is a corporate building. This attached to different. It's a corporate entity, right? So this corporate entity is in many different states. We had a meeting with somebody who wanted to do business with us in that building. That building, I don't know who it was because it was like 6 of us. The building, whatever the cameras were in the building that had facial recognition, picked up one of our faces, and the person who facilitated the meeting, who worked at that corporate office, got fired the next day. Because they came to them and said, one of the people that you were meeting with is on the fucking watch list. And basically in all of the buildings that company resides in, there's a no-fly policy where one of us cannot walk into that building without being basically abducted and sent out the building because we're a security threat. That's the future, my niggas. That's the price that you pay for this shit that we're doing right here by trying our best to teach the people and giving information out and standing on the front line where we're putting ourselves in the motherfucking crosshairs. Palatine, which is it's a basic program. It's called Palatine. I spoke about this on Into Deep. They work with AI. They deal facial recognition, retina recognition, and all of these other things. Palatine is how they catch criminals. They work with the police forces. It's a software. It's a very AI based type of facial recognition. You know, these are Israelis and whatnot, and you know how they are when it comes to tracking motherfuckers down, droning motherfuckers, and all kind of other things. They're at the top of that shit. Palantir, Palan, Palantir, Palantir. Put that in the chat room, somebody. You know what I mean? Peter Thiel, exactly. Peter Thiel, who is the piece of shit behind PayPal, he's one of the largest Trump supporters. He's one of the largest Trump supporters, and he's LBGT, and he is a fanatic. He's a fanatic. Okay? He is a fanatic when it comes to right-wing, conservative, LBGT-based type of things. He's down with the transhumanism movement. He's down. He had a company called Ambrosia where they were drinking the blood of teenagers in order to stay young. He's also behind Palantir. He has anti-nigga sentiments running through his blue blood veins. That's Peter Thiel. If anybody is on PayPal, you know that once Elon Musk left PayPal, PayPal went to shits. Elon Musk is a piece of shit as well because him and Peter Thiel are like this. They might be bussy buddies and whatnot because they basically built up PayPal together and they ran it together. And, you know, Elon Musk is running around doing his Elon Musk thing. But that nigga lays down with Peter Thiel, okay? And Peter Thiel is a piece of work. So I'm just giving you certain pointers so you understand what we have going on out here and how these people are working an agenda. They have an agenda that they're working, and that agenda is not healthy to anybody who is pro-life, pro-Africa, pro-reparations, pro-sovereign, pro-Garvey, pro-RBG. All of these things, pro-conscious, all of these things, unfortunately, are a threat to people who want you to have broken wrists. You know what I'm talking about? And gay for pay. You know what I mean? On your tippy toes. You know, mad, meek and humble around white people so they could feel safe around you. You know what I'm saying? Because we spoke about this before, how these people are comfortable around our people only if you are domesticated. Translation: white zookeepers are only comfortable around lions who are defanged and basically that like that nigga on Madagascar 2. Alex the lion that likes to dance. You know what I'm saying? Remember the gay lion from Madagascar cartoon? I got children, so I know about these things. Remember him? Remember the lion that likes to dance? And he wasn't a real lion. And his father was like, why don't you fight? You know what I mean? You're not tough enough. And he was like, I just want to dance. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of lions that they're comfortable around. When you pull up like that, oh, they let their hair down because you show them not only are you basically tucking your balls, but you are now a Greco-Roman. You're a part of their society. You're in alignment with them. You make them feel comfortable because if you come in there swinging, if you come in there on some buck shit, swinging wood and whatnot, on some Antonio Brown, rambunctious, untamable Negro shit, nigga, they're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, they're going to feel wild uncomfortable. They're going to start turning different colors. They start sweating profusely. You know what I'm talking about? In the Beckies, they start hopping and getting all warm and whatnot in your presence because when your melanin is popping and when you giving off them pheromones and whatnot, nigga, them snow bunnies react. Them snow bunnies react, nigga. They get excited. Am I lying? If I'm lying, I'm flying. I just came from Texas, nigga. They got snow bunnies built like Beyonce out there. Facts. Nigga, they get excited when you coming through and you ain't on your little Nas X shit, nigga. You on your Nas shit. You're on your Nasir Jones, nigga. They get excited. Nigga, when you on some and you proud of who you are, you ain't looking down. You eyeballing white men like, what the fuck you looking at? You all right? Do I know you, nigga? You following me on Twitter? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you in my space? You know what I mean? They get turned on by shit like that. You know? That shit excites them. That's a fact. So, but white men in particular, they do not want the primal black man in their circumference. You niggas know what I'm talking about. If you go to corporate America and you don't tuck your fucking wood if you don't tuck your wood inside of your fucking cavity and whatnot, if you don't tuck your tail, if you don't get on some sorry to bother you shit, if you don't change your language and you lower your tone, if you come in there on some Antonio Brown shit and you a wild Negro, nigga, you're not gonna last in corporate America. Not nowadays. I don't know how it was back in the days, but you're not gonna last today. The niggas, the bussies with attitudes is gonna give you up. The black women who was working the front desk, they gonna give you up. You know what I'm saying? Because they want niggas bussified all around them as well. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give you up. And then the white people are gonna start filing slips and whatnot, white fragility. Oh, he makes us uncomfortable. Oh, he's unpredictable. Oh, he doesn't smile enough. Oh, he doesn't talk to us. Oh, he's non-social and all of this. Oh. Meanwhile, these niggas is out here shooting up Walmarts, Waffle Houses. You know what I'm talking about? These motherfuckers is snapping on highways, movie theaters, bowling alleys. You know what I'm talking about? Are you serious? I make you uncomfortable. You niggas is mass shooters. And you stole the country. I make you uncomfortable? You know what I'm talking about? Like, this is the insanity that we have to deal with as black men. This is the psychosis of walking in a fucking world where everybody is scared of you. Everybody's intimidated by you. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody has a problem with you exerting both your strength and your fucking manhood. Welcome to my world. Like, this is the weird world that we live in. So when people be like, yo, why black men act like they don't want to be here no more? Why black men just giving up? Why black men is just on some bullshit? Nigga, we the king of the fucking jungle and they took our fangs from us. What is you talking about? We can't be primal. Nigga, I want to chase down some fucking deers and eat them in the street. I want to be primal. I don't want to be polite. I don't want to be fucking domesticated. I don't want to be neutered. I just want to take my clothes off and flex, my nigga. I want to get in the sun and roar. You know what I mean? I want to let my nuts hang. That's what I want to do. Without feeling all of this weird energy around me. I could do it, but the weirdos are going to come out. I'm going to feel all of these weird eyeballs all on me because I'm exerting my masculinity and it's making these moist niggas moist. You remember, they don't feel uncomfortable when you're exerting it. They get more moist. Okay? Let's be clear. So I don't even want to put on around these niggas. I don't want to put on. It's like, so I'm suppressing my primalness. I'm suppressing my energy. I'm suppressing my raw fucking energy to please. I'm dumbing my intelligence down to make dumb niggas feel comfortable. I'm suppressing my manhood to make niggas who are not men feel comfortable. You dig what I'm saying? I'm masking my melanin to make motherfuckers with no melanin feel like they got melanin. Nigga, that creates neuroses after a while. If I smoke the wrong blunt, or if I drink the wrong fucking beer, or if I have too much Hennessy, nigga, I could fall off of the edge because I'm going through a lot. I'm compromised. I'm already compromised in America. I am compromised. I watch when I want to take my boo to the movies. So we're like, yo, let's go see The Butler, all right? You know, because I fuck with Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what Mama Oprah is let's see what Auntie is doing. So I go see The Butler. The Butler is telling me, nigga, you are, like, don't even think about it. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Let's go see 12 Years a Slave. You know what I mean? Because Lupita... You know, I like Lupita when her skin is glowing. She's beautiful. So I go see 12 Years a Slave. It's telling me, nigga, don't even think about it. You know what I mean? You a slave, we'll castrate you, we're hanging you. And I'm like, damn. So I go to see the Django. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck it. Jamie Foxx, I like them and Ray. You know, we're gonna go watch the Django. We go watch the Django. It's telling me, don't even dare, nigga. Don't even think about it. We're gonna hang you upside down and castrate you. You know what I mean? You can't be, you know what I mean? You can't be no free Negro in America. You know what I'm saying? You can't be on some motherfucking, you can't free the slaves. You can't be yourself. So I don't have no representation in the movie theater. I'm trying to look for it on Netflix. They keep giving me Pablo Escobar and fucking Narcos. Then they giving me all of the drug dealers from the past and whatnot. I'm not a drug dealer. I don't want to deal drugs. I don't want to sell drugs to my people. Then they got a lot of other bullshit, just coonish behavior movies. I'm not a fucking coon. So I don't find no representation on Netflix. Then I go to WorldStar, try to filter through the video so I can see something that I can identify with. There's no representation for me there. Then I say, fuck it, I go to Vlad TV because I just want to tap in. It's a bunch of old gangsters talking about all of the niggas that they killed while they were gangsters. Then it's a bunch of rap niggas. Then it's Malik Yoba. Then it's a bunch of other niggas up there. And I'm like, I can't relate to none of these niggas because I'm not none of these niggas. So I'm trapped in society. There's nobody speaking to me. I'm only relegated to fucking reviewing the fuckery. That's my job, to review all of the fuckery from people who I don't identify with, who are non-familiar to me, and tell the world why they not familiar with me and why I don't relate to these Negroes. That has become my occupation. You know what I'm saying? That's my, yeah, we got Dave Chappelle, but he comes around every 3 years. He comes around every 3 years. So I need more help. So I don't have no representation in popular media. I don't have no representation in Hollywood. And I damn sure don't got no representation on the radio. Cause I'm not in the bando. I'm not in the bando. I'm not out here selling birds. I'm not robbing niggas. I'm not kicking down the door, tying niggas up. I'm not running on a plug like that. And I damn sure not having a hot boy summer. You know what I'm saying? I can't relate. They're not speaking my language. WLIB, yeah, that's true. When I go to my dad's house, I listen to jazz and I calm down and I unwind. You know, it's cool. So I'm just giving y'all the skinny to what black men, heterosexual black men, are going through. Heterosexual conscious black men, what we're going through in our mind on a daily basis. When we could feel the hate. We know that you hate us. We know that you're scared of us. We know that you're looking at me and you're accusing me for something that another man did to you. And you hate me because of it. We know that if you are a man and because you live a alternative lifestyle, you're judging me by the way that I'm dressed. Because you know the Hotep niggas they're targets to that. You know, like we're targets to certain people. So they look at me and they like, oh, this nigga is an Israelite Hotep nigga. Look at what he's wearing, fucking Wonder Woman cuffs and big jewelry and whatnot. He's not one of us. He's not one of us. So I feel the hatred. If looks could kill, nigga, bro, if looks could kill, bro, I'd be going a long time ago. That's right. I didn't do nothing. I just woke up like this. I'm going about my business. I ain't bothering nobody. I'm just trying to function, feed my babies. You know what I mean? I'm just out here trying to feed the children. And society has deemed me a threat. And they want to eradicate my stock and my pedigree. They would love to eradicate. If the eugenics program went into overdrive, they would aim to get rid of our pedigree and our stock. And they would favor another pedigree and stock over us. That's a fact. That's a fact. They don't want this pedigree to procreate. They don't want my stock to multiply. They don't want my pedigree to multiply. They don't want me to repopulate Brooklyn with my stock and my pedigree and the DNA that's flowing through my blood. They don't. They're comfortable with the LBGT because you're not gonna procreate. They're like, these niggas is at the end of their road. Let's throw them a fucking party. You know what I mean? Species terminus. They at the end. You know when a train is at its last stop. You know when you know how you ride the 5 train or the 2 train, and then they're like, "Yo, Baychester Road is the last stop." You niggas have reached your last stop. You're not gonna procreate anymore. You're not going to create yourself. They don't worry about you because you're done. You're a fucking done data. You're not making no babies. They give you niggas some Beyonce, some motherfucking Elton John tickets, and after a while, based off of the diseases that are running rampant in that community, everybody's got out of here. You're all gone. You're a fucking You're done. You're not gonna be here anymore. They don't have to worry about you. They don't gotta worry about you. You voluntarily fell on a sword. Pause. You voluntarily fell on a fucking sword. You voluntarily gave up your whole lineage. Because inside of, how fucking dare you niggas? How dare you be so irresponsible? Inside of your blood is millions of ancestors, DNA from millions of years. And you decided because you niggas wanted to be bussies with attitudes in 2019, you're gonna stop your bloodline from fucking procreating and to jumping into the future? I find that to be an abomination to my ancestors. And for the ancestors who suffered to make sure your black greasy ass got to where it is today. That's a fucking abomination. If you look at it for what it is. Be fruitful and multiply. And don't interject all of that other fake ass poetry into those proverbs. It said be fruitful and multiply. How the fuck do you think we got here? Nigga, if your old man and your old lady wasn't being fruitful, nigga, you wouldn't have showed up. You wouldn't have showed up. You know what I mean? You would not have been here. So why don't you carry on tradition? Oh, I don't want any kids because I don't want to give birth to children in these days and times because it's so hard. Nigga, was Big Mama saying that? Fuck is you talking about? It's your duty to continue your bloodline. That's the problem with America. This traditionalist country is so fucking backwards. That's why people like Russia and China and all of these other places where they're they're the traditionalists. They follow tradition. They follow thousands upon thousands of years of tradition is what they're living by. It's places like America, the United States of America, that has been co-opted, right, by an alien group, an immigrant class from Eastern Europe, an alien class from the Eastern European shores. Remember, they had pogroms in Eastern Europe. What's the pogrom? The pogrom is they was burning niggas to ashes. That's what a pogrom is. So they were running a group of people out of all of the European countries. Why? They were accusing them of pedophilia. They were accusing them of homosexuality. They were accusing them of blood libel. They were accusing them of financial fraud. These were the Ashkenazis and things of that nature. That alien group, along with the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, along with all of these other illegitimate, alien, illegal, flea-ridden, lice-carrying, disease ridden people coming out of Europe during their during their quote unquote mass exoduses. These motherfuckers came up in here and turned this shit backwards and upside down at the same damn time. And our people have become what they despise the most. They got in bed with these people, and now they've become these people. Yeah, the Gentiles. The small hats wanted to be the Gentiles. So they sacrificed black people via Hollywood. We're going to do a whole episode one day where we talk about what the fuck happened with Hollywood and how the Jew came into power in the United States of America via Hollywood. Cuz they was living in ghettos. They did not have the position that they have in society prior to the major studios being erected by these Eastern European Jews, and the Gentiles they married into Gentile families, and they got a seat at the table with the blue bloods, with the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, with the Gentiles, because of what they did in Hollywood. But guess who was put on the chopping block when Hollywood came up? Niggas. What did the Jew do? They took your music, they took your sauce. They took all of your culture and they infused it into these Hollywood feature films and things of that nature. They were in blackface at first. Al Jolson with the jazz singer. They were in blackface. They were imitating us. They were basically running. They were basically chameleon. They became chameleons to our people. And then once they got integrated into Gentile culture, what did they do? They changed their names to Gentile names. You don't see no Ben Hockenstein as an actor. They changed their names to white Anglo-Saxon Protestant Gentile names. So they became the chameleons because it got to the point now to where you can't even tell a Jew and a Gentile from each other. Do you know that Paul Newman is a Jew? And he looks like a blue blood. So they racially they're about racially ambiguity. They're about race mixing because they have a weak seed and they're able to hide inside of different races based off of them marrying into certain races. When they mix with us, we strengthen them. Okay? When they mix with us, nigga, we strengthen them. Go and look at any one of their children that are born with our blood, and then look at their children. And I don't even have to say anything, nigga. You don't gotta break out the microscope or the fucking stethoscope. It's plain as day. It's plain as day. So we're gonna have a whole episode one day where we're gonna talk about that interesting story. But in the meantime, go and watch the documentary Hollywoodism, and go and get the documentary, go and get the book, Empire of Their Own. This is not red pill talking. Go on, they'll tell you themselves. Go on YouTube, Hollywoodisms. I think it's called Jews and Hollywoodism. And then go and get the book, Empire of Their Own. It's a very interesting read. It's about Warner Brothers. It's about the Coens. It's about the what are all of the different companies, all of the different studios. They all had the Warner Brothers. These were all of them come from Boston, and all of them come from New York. These Jewish families, they got ran out of New York by Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was basically monopolizing the Hollywood industry based off of his grip on film. Right? His grip on film. Columbia, MGM, Warner Brothers, all of the studios that your parents grew up hypnotized by these movies. I'm talking about the movies ain't what they are today, what they used to be. I'm talking about hypnotized. They had a grip on the minds of our people. Metro Goldwyn Mayer, They had a grip on the minds of our people that was unparalleled to when they had the grip on our people. The Jew created the illusion of dominant white society, which did not exist prior to that. If you were to look at the pictures of the recession and the Great Depression, I mean, if you were to look at the pictures of white people during the Depression, then you know that those movies were lies. That was not how that was not how white America looked. White picket fence and them living high on a hog and hi, how you doing, Jane? I'm fine, Bill. How's everything? That's all Hollywood. These niggas were savages. And a lot of them were fucking tattered and they were poor and they were fucking they had dirt all over their face. They were living in pigsties. Okay? They were living in pig pens. Right? And the magic of Hollywood, the spell that these studios were able to cast, they casted white America in a light that they never, not only did they never see themselves in, but they was like, well, God damn it, we wouldn't have even put ourselves in such a light. But because the Eastern European Jew who came from the tenements, they came from the ghettos, they came out of Europe, they got ran out of Europe with pogroms, they were burning them and chasing them down and killing them, right? They were like, yo, we're going to do everything in our power to be accepted into white, highbrow society. And they're doing it to this fucking day. And the people who they sacrificed to come up was niggas. Black people, okay, who had it going on for themselves. Let's not think. Like I said, if you only base how you see your people based off of Hollywood, nigga, it's done. You're a done data. You already have lost the war because that's part of the illusion. That's the Wizard of Oz. That's the fucking that's the magic. That's the weird science that these filmmakers who were degenerates, hunchbacks, fucking dwarfs and shit. You know what I mean? Looking like little monsters. You know what I'm saying? You should see them. They were the ones who made all of this possible. It'll blow your mind when you go and see the documentary. It will blow your mind. And it will show you the importance of creating our own Hollywood. Now, here we got Killer Mike, T.I., and all of these niggas in Atlanta that got expendable incomes. One of the things that stood out to me in the Revolt Summit was, I think Candace Owens or the lady in the yellow dress, they brought up empowerment zones and they brought up opportunity zones. And I was like, oh shit, they right. So I said to myself, well, God damn it. How is it that niggas like T.I., who admitted that he's in a higher tax bracket, how is it that these niggas will never talk about empowerment zones? They don't post it on their, these are influencers, meaning that anything they post on their Twitter or their Instagram is automatically going to get mass adoption. It's going to be put in front of the eyes of millions of people in real time. Right? So how is it that these niggas is in Atlanta, they talking about reform, they talking about all of the problems that black people had, but I haven't heard none of these niggas mention where the empowerment zones are, where the opportunity zones are, how they could tap into it, because the tax cuts that T.I. has because of his tax bracket, he could go into different places in Atlanta and begin to develop, and he gets tax breaks and whatever, and that's how you help your people, by building up what is known as workspaces, creative spaces, maker spaces, all of these spaces where young at-risk children who are listening to all of your trap music and they're out there taking penitentiary chances, getting locked up, getting life in prison, getting their fucking heads blown off with military grade weaponry, because that's what them little niggas in Atlanta is running around with, AR-15s, M60s, and fucking grenade launchers. Like, why aren't all of these traptivists and these trap rappers not really giving the fucking youth no kind of solutions? And then they travel to places like Memphis. They travel to, because you know, if you were on a chitlin circuit, if you were a trap rapper, you on a chitlin circuit. So you in Alabama, you in Mississippi, you in all of these places where if you took $20,000, my nigga, you could buy the block back. If you took the money that you get for one of your shows, if you split that in half, niggas is getting 40,000, 30,000, 20,000, 100,000. If you just split it in half and you told niggas on the Instagram, yo, match that. We about to go buy the block. You think they wouldn't fucking match that? You think they wouldn't match that? You think that there's some willies out there? This nigga's throwing $50,000 in Magic City tonight, nigga, in Atlanta. Fuck is you talking about? You think they wouldn't match that? So when I see shit like that, I'm like, yo, until these niggas start doing shit like that, I'm not taking none of them serious. Because that's the easiest thing that you could do right now. Right now. Jay Morrison, who T.I. said is his mentor. Nigga, y'all could, why don't y'all play money games on the internet? Why don't you take out 500 racks or 50 racks the same way that niggas be at dice games counting it up like the baby is counting out money, or what's my dude who was famous for that? Black Youngster. Why don't you count it out and tell people on the internet who out there with that floss and all of that trap money or that swiper money or that underground money, why don't you say, yo, put your money where your mouth is? If you niggas say, if for all you rappers and whatnot, why don't you get on the money phone and call these niggas? Call them out. All of that hot talk you niggas is on stage doing, I'm on the money phone while I'm doing this. Look, I'm on the Obama phone. Hello? I'm on the Obama phone. Yo, Puff Daddy. Yeah. What's up? LeBron, talk black to me. Nigga. Like, let's go ahead and buy some businesses. Let's go ahead and buy some storefronts. Let's go ahead and buy out the malls that are closing down and turn them into education centers or workspaces or work centers or creative zones. Like, what's happening? You know what I'm talking about? What's happening? Get back at me. Click. So, people are upset at T.I. because T.I. said, he repeated after Jay Morrison asked the question. Because one thing about the black vote that I would want to put on the ballot is the black tax. Right? What's up with the black tax? What's a black tax? This is the black tax. The black tax is black niggas need to get taxed. Especially the underworld. What do you mean, Red Pill? What I mean is this. Every single night in Black America, millions upon millions upon millions of untaxable dollars are going through the hands of the strippers, are going through the hands of the gambling spot, are going through the hands of the chicken spot, are going through the hands of the bouncers at going through the hands of the bartenders, are going through the hands of the motherfucking dope boys, are going through the hands of so many people. But that money, if it were taxed, would be able to provide our communities that have been they've been terrorized. They've been depreciated. They've been devolving over the decades because some of these same people who we would be charging taxes they've been unmolested. They've been allowed to do what the fuck they want to do in all of our communities, unmolested, unchecked, and untaxed. So the same thing that they were doing when the crime was organized, is the same thing that I would say we need to start doing. We need to collect the tax from the motherfucking underworld. We need to collect the tax from the nightlife. We need to collect the tax from, because I wouldn't even put it on people who are considered to be squares and whatnot. Single mothers that are out here feeding these babies and out here struggling and whatnot. I won't put it on the shoulders of the brothers that are out there getting up to do what they gotta do every day to provide. Nah, you good. I will put it on the church and I will put it on the underworld. Okay? Because I've been in states where the whole fucking state is the underworld. Nigga, Atlanta, the whole Atlanta is an underworld. It's a narco state. Okay? Memphis, nigga, Baltimore, parts of Chicago, these are narco states. Nigga, they're not doing nothing for nobody. What are they doing? If you in a gang, you should pay that tax as well. Because to be honest with you, that tax money is gonna help legitimize you niggas and help and clean you niggas up a little bit too, so we could put you into some private security firms so you could carry weapons and you don't have to fall under the RICO law every fucking Fed sweep, because they got you niggas figured out. If you haven't figured that out by now, like you're mad figured out, like they just play with y'all like mice. The feds, they play with niggas like mice. You know what I mean? You think we blowing, nigga, we lit. Nigga, you lit in a federal penitentiary, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? Your paperwork is lit. That tax could go towards food desert. That tax could go towards buying acres that are available so we could begin to plant our hemp, so we could begin to plant our vegetables and our plant-based, so we could begin to plant our herbs, so we could begin to plant everything that's going to help us in the future. Okay? That tax could go towards buying up the block. We need blocks. Fuck a house. We need blocks at this point, nigga. We need cul-de-sacs. We need communities. So we got to own these communities. We need land rights. We need to own the land. That tax can go towards going to China and other places where they manufacture goods, where we could broker all kind of new deals. We can own factories in China if we go there with the right amount of money. That tax, we need that tax. We're going to get that tax. That tax could go towards waste removal, like Zimmerman. There's a budget for that. That tax. You dig? I'm speaking in Swahili. You know? Oh yeah, what if we gave a hair hat tax and some fucking in those long eyelashes, the snuffleupagus eyelashes, and the motherfucking the nail tips, the claws. What about that tax? If you spend $10, we want $1. We want $1. Yeah, snuffleupagus. Yeah, we need that tax. We need that tax. There's so many other things that the taxes can help. Because keep in mind, the reason why we're seeing our brothers in the streets when they just come home from prison and they don't have anywhere to go is because when you hear about budget cuts, when you hear about Trump cutting out billions of dollars and putting it towards the wall, who do you think is the first ones? Yeah, that Jordan tax. Nigga, if we had a Jordan tax and a Yeezy tax, we would be in a better place. But the first people to get cut, the first programs to get cut are going to be the programs for the prisoners. They're at the bottom of the totem pole. You understand? They're at the tip. They're at the very bottom of the. I think even illegal immigrants have more rights than brothers and sisters who are coming home from the prison complex industry. They're at the bottom of the totem pole. So we would have to implement programs to integrate them back into society, to teach them scalable skill sets and things of that nature, and make and even even the option of them being part of our security forces based off of the fact that many of them have what it takes to protect and serve. You understand? So that tax, a magnum tax. How about a magnum tax? How about if niggas had a magnum tax? How about a Hennessy tax? How about a do-rag tax? How about a Bajan tax? You know what I'm talking about? How about every time we get a shape up, my nigga, there's a quarter or a dollar that goes into a bucket. We would be in a better place. How about a backwood tax? Yeah, my nigga. What about a frontal leaf tax? How about that? How about a Plan B tax? Every time niggas buy the Plan B, you got to put $2 to the side. How about that? I think that would help us. A diamond grill tax, a hair hat tax, a Popeyes chicken sandwich tax. How about every time you niggas go into Popeyes, we get some tax money on the way out? Lace front tax, a Jordan tax, a Yeezy tax, a phone posit tax, the off code collection agency. How about the off code collection agency? Niggas pull up, if you off code, you gotta pay. You know what I'm talking about? How about a twerk tax? Every time there's some twerkers going on, there's a tax attached to it. Nigga, how much money will we have? So, I'm joking, but I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. You dig? I'm dead serious. A bottle section tax. Nigga, a child support tax. Every time they fucking what do they call that? When they dock money from your account? Every time they dock some money from your account, we need $1. So a black vote, we could put that on a ballot with a black vote. I'm in agreement with Jay Morrison. Some people was like they don't agree with what he was saying, and then he said something about. Then he said the whole thing about sovereignty, and he said that we don't have a flag, and he said that we don't belong to the nation of the United States of America. So he was saying that we got to get that straightened out. People are in their feelings about that. They were highly upset. You know what I mean? I was watching the brother Tone Talks. He was pissed off. He was like, he was damn near calling the brother names. But, you know, that don't got nothing to do with me. I'm just giving, you know, commentary as to what I heard and saw from the brother. But I'm not in opposition to that idea. You feel me? I'm not in opposition to that idea. That what the brother Jay Morrison said about a black vote. The black vote will help strengthen the reparations movement, if you ask me. And I've said it on occasion before. The reparation, the ADOS movement is that train is going to pull up in the station of nationality on the way to reparations. It's a stop on the highway to the reparations. That is you can't skip that stop. That's a stop that that train is gonna have to stop at, and y'all gonna have to get off, and we're gonna have to talk about it. There has to have a talk, because the brother said that he's American and he obeys the flag and he's a proud American, and I get it. I understand what he says by that. But I do think that a healthy dialogue between the thought leaders in the community need to take place. This is not a motherfucking dictatorship. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who certain people think that they are, but you know, nigga, nobody's just running through saying it is my way and that's the way it is. No, there's gonna have to be some diplomacy, and the family has to come to a conclusion about how we're gonna move forward. And we need spokespeople. We need people to speak for us. So in order for people to speak for us, we got to be on the same page. It's simple, and it's not a debate. It just needs to have healthy dialogue. No cameras. You don't need no cameras, but we need to all sit down and have a intellectual conversation. You know, we need to have an intellectual conversation because the time is now. The time is now. Yes, those were mostly entertainers on the stage at the Revolt Summit. But my challenge to the conscious community or to the people who are in the woke community, why don't we have our own summit? We watch that on TV. Nigga, they rented out the same kind of space that you could rent out. They got the same cameras that we got. They got the same microphones that we got. They got the same audiences that we got. They got the same Twitter feeds that we got. Nigga, if the shifters, if we did a panel like that, we would have the same turnout that they had easily. Because collectively, we have millions of followers. We're all influencers. We're all influencers. Some of us are micros. Some of us are macros. We're influencers. We have influence. We could do the same fucking thing. We could do the same thing. I would say let's do it in Atlanta. Because Atlanta, to me, is the new Harlem. Atlanta has the most potential. Atlanta is a hub in the South. And Atlanta is the hub. So the family could come from everywhere. You could come from all stops in the South. Get your ass from New York and come over there. And you could make it from LA and the West Coast right into Atlanta. That's a centralized location. And it's a black city, right? On the surface. You know what I mean? It has an electric energy, a magnetic energy out there that many of us who are in this movement, whenever I go to Atlanta, I'm supercharged. I get ideas. My brain is working differently than how it was working in New York. There's a lockdown in New York. There's a light code lockdown in New York. Let's be clear. Like, this shit doesn't allow you to think straight out here. You can't, this city is this has a spell over it in a sense. Whatever the chemtrails are, nigga, that's affecting consciousness in New York City. Let's be clear. You're better off where trees are at. You're better off somewhere closer to nature. This is the concrete jungle. I'm sacrificing my husk being up in this bitch. This is not a healthy place. It's not healthy mentally. It's not healthy for my spirit. It's not healthy for my physical body. You understand? And it damn sure ain't healthy economically. Nigga, this is not healthy at all. You know what I'm talking about? Let's be very clear. That's why these niggas is bobbing for apples in New York. Gay for pay. Niggas is twerking. You know what I mean? They standing on it. They doing handstands, twerking, popping it on a handstand. Listen. Don't ever be misconstrued about what's going on up in here. They code switching on some Roger Goodell, Jay-Z shit. Niggas is code switching because they got it to where in order to get a bag in New York, you have to conform. This is no free money out here. So you got to conform in order to get in the industry, any industry, music, film, entertainment, media, fashion, all of those industries are compromised. The gatekeepers in all of those industries are moist. The gatekeepers in all of those industries are basically white supremacists who hide behind a liberal mask and whatnot, or the rainbow flag. And the gatekeepers are definitely not trying to have none of you niggas. They not letting in rambunctious niggas. Look at what happened to Shadi. He got 15 years because him and Tekashi, the feds, remember the hip hop police turned into the feds now. So when they took down Rod Diggs, who was a blood, who was very militant, when they took down Rowdy Rebel and Bobby Shmurda, who were Crips, who were also very militant minded, when they took down Shotty and the rest of those the Treyway Bloods, who were very militant. I don't know if you know this. These niggas were very militant minded. And when I say militant minded, I'm speaking from a gang's perspective. Not like they was trying to free the fucking Mumia and whatnot. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about militant gang niggas. Like Jeff Fort, like motherfucking Larry Hoover, like Tukey. When they stop killing each other and they realize, oh shit, these niggas is the motherfucking op. I'm talking about Fred. I'm talking about the militant ones who are a threat. They call them black identity extremists now, right? That's when they come for you. That's when they shut your whole shit down. Look at Supreme from when they ran down on Kenneth Supreme and whatnot. When he put out that movie where they was murking police, crime partners, where he redid the Donald Goines book, but he wanted to create a distribution network with Suge Knight, Irv Gotti, and Jay Prince. But who was the mastermind of that? Kenneth Supreme. And the feds took him down. And then they dismantled all of those black leaders. And they dismantled all of them people. They froze. They basically bodied Murder Inc., froze their accounts, intimidated them, made them scared to ever be affiliated with Kenneth Supreme. Then Pimp C mysteriously dies. That's a whole nother story. But Jay Prince and them got pushed out and they got blackballed by the white-dominated Jewish industry. Liar Cohen and all of these other people, they would not work with them. The thing that saved when Drake came along and he linked and Jay Prince was able to mosey back in the industry through Drake. And even through that, they were giving him a hard time. Okay? So in New York City, all of these industries are compromised. You have to be bussified in order to really eat out here in these streets. It's like they doing niggas in Hollywood. That's a fact. And these niggas are code switching. These sisters are bed wenching. And these dudes are gay for pay. And everybody is in on it together. They all Romans. They acting more Roman than the fucking Romans out here. I promise you. That's a fact. These niggas is acting more Roman than the Romans. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So, I ain't gonna hold y'all. We've been on this show for a while. It's midnight. So, I'm gonna basically wind it down. Brother Rich has a show right now with my brother Omarion. I want y'all to go check Omarion out. He's a supporter of mine. And he's a good brother. You know what I'm saying? He's a good brother. He's a student. You feel me? He's a student. And he's a lot of y'all, a lot of you sisters in here, WCW. You know what I mean? That was your boy crush back in the day. So did you think that Omarion would be awoken? Did you have a reality with fucking T.I. would be on the stage on some diet woke type shit? Like, I look at the glass half full and I look at it half empty. So I see the negative in some things and I see the positive in some things. These influencers like T.I. and Killer Mike, just for the simple fact that they got knuckle draggers thinking, just for the simple fact that they have their followers having conversations about topics that they necessarily don't have conversations about, that's a semi-win. That's a semi-win sometimes. You feel me? Those of us in this industry, the conscious industry, in this community, we got work to do. We got to form like Voltron And we got to continue to shake the pillars because we got work to do. Stakes are fucking high at this point. Stakes are high at this point. Somebody said that Killer Mike and T.I. are sellouts. Like I said, I see the glass half full. I see the glass half empty. Right? I see the glass half full. I see the glass half empty. So I'm able to see the pros and the cons. I pointed out the pros, and I can also point out the cons. The cons are, if Black America are allowing entertainers to be their leaders, then they're fucking lost. The cons are, if you could just get up there and just drop 5 minutes of a soundbite, all of a sudden you're fucking you're mad woke, and you're super deep, and you're the next coming of the Mahdi. That just shows you how desperate our people are. You know what I mean? But I've said it before that our job in this community is to influence the influencers. Omarion is an influencer, and we influenced him. Okay? Nigga, that's a touchdown. You see, he's an influencer, and we influenced him. There's a whole bunch of people in the industry who are woke now, who are out here talking about plant-based diets. Because I'm not looking for Omarion to fucking get on. I don't look for him to be Billy Carson or Seven Bomar. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him do what he does on his level. I'm gonna let him bust his gun on his level, right? Because we gotta meet people on the level where they at. I would never put that weight on that man's shoulder. That nigga's job is to dance. You feel me? That nigga's job. I'm low key. I'm gonna be like, yo, let's do a fucking swap, my nigga. Teach me some of that dance shit, and I'll teach you some of this consciousness. How about that, nigga? Because in one of my videos, I'm trying to Chris Brown these niggas. Trying to do all of that. You know what I mean? While I'm talking, that shit look cool to me. I got 2 left feet. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to level up. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll do a dance record on Scorpion King Part 2. You know what I'm saying? The ladies like it when I dance. So I'm trying to get my moves together so I could be on I want to get on my Chris Breezy shit. I want to do some crumping. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to Millie rock properly. So that's where he comes in. And then if he says, Red, I need help with spirituality, I need help with this, I need help with that, then that's where I come into the picture. It's called, we are bartering services. Skill for skill. That's how we have always worked. And to be honest with you, that's where I think some of us are failing, because we're not trading skill for skill. Niggas is trading kill for kill. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas is trading kill for kill, but we ain't out here trading skill for skill. We would be more stronger if we were to implement that formula and say, you know what? I'm not gonna hate on you, my brother, because I see the magic in you. I see the skill set in you, and I'm not anticipating you to teach me how to fly. I'm not anticipating for you to teach me how to build a house, cause nigga, I know that you dance. So if I ever wanted to learn how to dance, then I know that I can hit you up. So if people look towards Red Pill to say, yo, Red, I need you to go over there and body these niggas. Nigga, I'm not the shooter. You know what I'm saying? I'm the recruiter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the shooter. I'm the computer. You know what I mean? Come to me for some other shit, because I'm not out here shooting niggas. But there's people who do that. So when we all know our lane, when we all know our part, when we all are comfortable in our skin, and we all know and we have identified our gifts and our talents, because like I said, that's what we're supposed to be doing as a community, from the babies all the way up to the elders. What is your gift? I used to do that when I did my lectures. I would take the microphone and I would pass it around. Tell me your gift and your talent. Tell everybody in the room your gift and your talent. And we would be like, well, God damn it, we got a strong room. We got a strong room. You dig what I'm saying? Once everybody finishes telling everyone how powerful they are and how special they are and how gifted and how godly they are, then we felt better. You know what I'm saying? Then when I get into my teaching, I could speak directly to you because I know that you're a coder, you're a computer programmer. So when I talk about AI, I could speak right to your soul because you've identified yourself. We need to keep doing that. That's what the future holds. That's what we're taking this Facts 2020 thing. That's what you're gonna see in you know, when we out here campaigning. Cause in, you know, come 2020, man, big changes. A lot of things are gonna change. My life is changing right now for the better. But it's a 100 and it's a drastic change that's about to happen. So as a result of that drastic change, I have to change with the times drastically. Child's play, the time for games and all of this penny pinching and all of this shit is over with. You understand? This humble and meek shit, it's gonna be, you know, it's meeting the end of its road. It's time to turn up very soon. You know what I'm talking about? The turn up time is coming very soon because because the times require that. The times require that. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you on that. And I'm going to say thank you, everyone, for your time and your love and your appreciation for the information, because that means a lot. You have no idea what it feels like to walk around feeling unappreciated. You dig what I'm saying? It's a slow killer. So if anybody is in front of you and they're taking their time to share things with you and they're being, you know, they're reciprocate that love, because when I leave all of y'all, I'm by myself. You know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of us in the building now, but when I leave you, you're by yourself, I'm by myself. We should leave feeling appreciated towards each other. That's what I want to leave with. I want to sleep. I want to leave this planet. I want to leave everything feeling appreciated for what I've done. And that's not asking for much. So with that being said, salute to all of y'all. Love and light. I wish everyone the best health, the best mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health. Take advantage of the last days of that moon. This is the palindrome, meaning that this is the last palindrome for the next 100 years, I believe. Meaning that the dates, today's date, you could count this date frontwards and backwards. You could count tomorrow going all the way up to Friday, I believe. Frontwards and backwards. That's when they do the magic. Go and do your research. Go and pull up palindrome and do your research and tap in. Because it's all kind of doors that have been opening up for us. And we'll see you at Third Eye Thursdays on Thursdays. Check out Tough Talk Tuesdays tomorrow with Blue Pill and Kim Bripson. And from the bottom of my heart, I love y'all. Peace.